see here. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are just starting out. Let's let everybody know that we're starting. It's normally better because if I have like an hour prior, we already got people, talking at that point. But we're just gonna have to deal with a bit of the silence for now, Daniel.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me let everybody know. All right, let everybody know, and then we're gonna go. Where is it? Where's my YouTube? What is it? Copy link address and paste that. And there we go. We are ready.
That was a freaking interesting week since last week. A lot of things happened.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I mean, it's like just like in the US. I don't know. It's like every week is like crazier than the week before.
Some insane thing that's been going on with ICE.
Yeah, I mean the murder of Alex Peretti was, I don't know, it's kind of like next level.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, it's like, can you even like deny like what is happening? Like, is there anybody that is capable of denying like what we all saw with our eyes?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like not even just denying, just like still making it look like it's his fault, right?
I don't understand how.
Right?
But how? Yeah, I mean, he like physically took his gun. I loved hearing right wingers, by the way, say that, oh, he shouldn't have been there with a gun.
Yeah,
I was like, am I?
They never said that about Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
It's yeah, like, I'm like, am I hearing that?
that?
I'm like, am I hearing that right? Like, JoePio says, "Oh Lord, it's Daniel. Fuck my life." They really don't like you, Daniel. I like Daniel. I think he's great.
I don't know what to say. You know what the funny thing is? I feel like this week, like a few days ago, I was like on the other server, and we were talking about this murder of Alex Peretti, and I don't know. It's like I mentioned.
Was it on Modern Day Debate?
At some point. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mentioned you, and there was like this guy. Oh my god, Mender, that's such a dumb guy. And dude, like my alarm bells just went on. It's like, oh, I want to see exactly how smart you are. It's like, since you're saying that.
Yeah, let's figure out. Yeah,
it's like one of the dumbest men alive. Like literally, it's like one of the dumbest bullshit. Like, oh my god, it's like you're calling other people stupid. It's just crazy.
Yeah. How many? Okay, JoePio is asking, how many felonies should we have allowed Peretti to commit?
What does it mean by felonies? It's like, what do you mean by that, JoePio? Like, how many felonies did you allow Trump to commit?
Jack
He's guilty of 34 of them.
Jack Attack MMA says Rittenhouse used his gun in self-defense when he attempted to approach the cops afterwards. He did so with his hands in the air, surrendering, and Peretti acted like Rittenhouse. He'd be alive. So first of all,
Peretti did literally the same thing.
Peretti had his gun, but did not pull it out at all. In fact, the video shows that he had his phone out to where he was tackled on the ground. His gun was physically taken away from him, and then he was shot while he was on the ground. Like, I don't understand any instance where that's remotely acceptable. Peretti was on camera not once, not twice, but 3 times before all this happened. 3 felonies? You're on camera? That makes you have a felony? Why don't you help me out? How does that work?
Like the felonies that he was convicted of. Please provide us the evidence of the felonies he was fucking convicted of. Dude, these dumb motherfuckers, dude. Like, holy shit. It's like they are willing to do anything to lick the boots of this administration. Like literally anything.
I mean, I think
Like
Donald
Hitler
Trump
would be fucking
himself.
proud.
Donald Trump himself said that he could kill somebody in the middle of Times Square and people would celebrate it. I believe that. I believe Donald
Yeah, I mean,
Trump when
with
he
people like
says
this, like
that.
JoePio. What the fuck?
I mean, you could just like use your like. Are you being serious, JoePio? Like seriously, like no joke. Like, do you actually believe that Peretti was guilty? In which case, I would love to hear you. We can have a conversation. Phone number is 202-998-5218. I am taking calls. The phones are ready to go. Call in. Y'all see
I'm
Andrew
really
Wilson
curious
on
to see.
JRE? No.
Oh, was he? Ugh. I mean, it's JRE. It's like it's a shit show nowadays.
Rittenhouse
I'm really
attempted to
curious to see
surrender himself and
exactly.
Peretti resisted arrest. Not even close to the same thing. JoePio is
When
100%
did
on this.
Peretti
Okay, then call in.
resist arrest? When did he
I
resist
mean, he was
arrest?
like
We literally can see.
flailing.
He's... Oh my god.
I don't know how
They
that
were
means that
literally
you have
they
a
got
right to
him down
kill
on the
somebody.
ground. Dude, they were literally beating his head in, like on the ground. He was using his hands to protect his fucking head. It's like, and these guys are saying, well, he was resisting arrest. And if you're resisting arrest, according to these dumb fucks, it's like you should be murdered, like literally just murdered for like resisting arrest.
Well, JoePio, we
For
are
protecting
currently
your head.
we're in the Discord if you want to have a quick conversation instead of just being on like just chatting. Can you commit a felony and not be convicted? Sure. Yeah. Like Donald Trump.
I mean, he was convicted. He did.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was
You're right. He
convicted.
was convicted. They
34
just
felonies.
yeah, they just couldn't do anything about it because he
But I like
won the
how
presidency.
they complain about anybody else's felonies except Trump.
Yeah.
Except Trump. Trump.
Of course, Trump could
they
do
don't
no
care
wrong.
about his felonies.
Yeah. Trump could do no wrong. Anyway, let me see if I've been playing some Daggerfall. Should I play Daggerfall while we
Daggerfall.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Classic.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see, games in a folder. Where is my Daggerfall? Daggerfall. Wow.
Right. Are you doing like because
the one problem is that the game was too loud. I have to lower the volume.
Oh, okay.
Excadriller says, "What's up, bitches? Shut the fuck up, Daniel. Why do you all hate Daniel? I like Daniel."
That's fine, man. I don't really care. The lion doesn't concern itself with like the yellings of fish.
We are taking calls. The phone number is 202-998-5218. I do want to hear what you have to say. I'm right here. I'm a woke liberal. We got JoePio here.
The one, the only.
Hey, Joe.
And it is like the sound is a bit high. I feel like for Daggerfall.
What?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I hear it a bit too much.
Is it too loud?
I mean, for me, but
let me see if I can turn. Let me see if I can turn it down. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on.
I think it's better now. Or no?
Like maybe like around here.
Yeah, like this. It's maybe better. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. Anyway, so Joe, you honestly believe that Peretti was he got what was coming to him?
Never said that.
Okay, well I'm asking like what would you?
I'm saying that he's on camera, not once, not twice, but 3 times committing felonies, and on the 3rd time it turned into a little tussle, and a gun goes off, and he gets shot and killed.
What felony
like,
was
how
he
many
committing?
times? Well, let's see. The first one was spitting on an ICE officer. The second one was kicking the taillight out of a SUV while I was trying to drive away. And then the third one was he put hands on a federal agent.
Can you?
And all 3 are on camera.
I mean, you mean like protecting a woman? That's what you mean? Like,
that's what it is. That's what you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we can all see the video where like the actual ICE officers are coming towards him. He's not moving towards them. They're literally kicking the woman on the ground, right? He's trying to protect her, right? And then like the first thing they do, right? And he wasn't putting his hands to like grab him. He was like pushing him away from the woman, right? And then like the next things they did, they just pepper spray them, all of them. So it's like when you're saying it's like he was committing a felony, are you just insane when you're saying that, or are you for real?
Well, in America, we have like laws. I don't know how Romania works over there, but like we
Yeah,
can
I know you have like a
look
real
at the
good bonus
laws.
for Romanians. Can you do anything else other than like add homs and
Can you-
actually
can you-
respond to the question?
Like
How about this?
It's literally.
Can you just show me? Can you just show me the video footage that you're talking about? I'd be glad to look at it.
Well, you saw the one of the last one, but it sounds like you haven't seen the more recent.
Yeah, just send me
one
the
of him
ones
from 2
that
weeks
you.
before.
Yeah, just send me the ones that you want me to look at, and I'll take a look at it.
I'll check my history.
So it's like I'm also having a question for you, since you're like very very smart on like legal things. Do you think that if he committed like any other felonies in the past, does that have any relevance for the thing that happened when he got shot?
Yes, 100%.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
So do you think it's like police officers should just remember, and if they actually saw you committing other things in the past, they should just shoot you, right? Do you think
What?
felonies are like do you think felonies committed in the past are like grounds for somebody to be executed by ICE officers?
As a police officer, whenever you run the tag on somebody and you go up to do a
I
traffic
was
stop,
talking about ICE
hold
officers,
on.
not
How many
police
seconds can I
officers.
respond? Like you don't even allow me to finish the sentence. I'm telling
I
you
was just clarifying.
that the way it works is here in
Mhm.
America, if they pull over somebody, they run your tag. If it pulls back that this person has felonies or has weapons or has charges with drugs, the cops take that into account. And so whenever you have this guy going out week after week with a gun committing felonies, yes, they probably will take that into account. Like that's logic. Like,
Does that give them
Okay,
the
can
right
you-
to
do you have-
execute them?
Do you have like evidence? Do you have evidence?
By the way,
that the
Kappa
actually
we
the
are
ICE
we are
officers-
we are live right now. Just FYI, if
Yeah.
you're not
Do,
aware.
do
know,
you
I
have
know.
do you
Yeah.
have evidence that the
Of
ICE
course I
officers
have
actually
evidence.
pulled any? No, just listen until the end. It's like it's useful for you to listen until the end of the question, right?
that's
It's
adorable.
like, do you have
Go
any
ahead.
evidence that the ICE officers actually pulled any information on him and they knew exactly who he was and how many felonies he
Oh,
committed?
no.
Because I can guarantee you for sure he had 0 felonies on his record.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You for sure about that?
Yeah. Can you show me any felonies that he committed like in the last like whatever days you're talking about that were like
Yeah,
on,
it was
on
January
record?
13th.
Please,
Yeah. he
please
committed
provide
2
provide
felonies
the
on January
police
13th.
report. Provide the police report and the the whatever like judge saying that he committed those felonies.
Minder, do you want me to send it like directly to you or?
No, because it's like when
just
police
throw it
officers
in
are
side
looking
chat.
your
I'd be
record.
glad to share it, show it to everybody, so we can see what you're talking about. I'm not
Yeah, no,
aware
you're
of
good. I
him
was just-
When you have a
having
record, do you know what it
committed
means to
a
have a record?
felony while he
Daniel,
was
breathe,
out there.
breathe. No,
I'm asking
trying
you
to
because you
get-
seem very.
I'm trying to
very
get the
expert.
information to Minder and you just keep talking.
Just
Like, I don't-
post it in side chat if you could.
I-
and
I-
I'll-
just to
I'll-
clarify, what is side chat? Are you talking about the chat on your
So if you,
channel?
if
I
you,
will just,
yeah, so the
tag
channel
you
is called
in it.
Recording Live, and if you like highlight your mouse over Recording Live, there's like a little chat
tagged you in
box where you can click it. Like it looks like a little talking icon, like a chat bubble, kinda, and you're gonna click it, open chat. That's side chat, right here. I just pinged you as well.
Oh, maybe this is right.
Did you see when I
That's
tagged
it.
you? I literally tagged your
All
name
right,
in there.
let's
I tried to
take a
find
look.
a shorter one. I didn't want to show you the 2-hour long.
By
breakdown, but-
Asmund Gold. Do you actually watch Asmund Gold?
Not really, but they feed him a whole bunch. Of course he does. What? Because he's a right wing
Yes.
extremist.
I mean, he kind of
It's
is.
like
He
I
is a
know from
right
last
wing.
time.
Asmund Gold. Okay, he's just a gamer that everybody sends what's
No,
going
he's
on in the
not just a
world,
gamer.
and so he
He's
has
not just a
clips. Because
gamer.
I'm not going to send you a 2-hour-long Timcast and then have you go through it. I'm trying
But
to.
let's
give you
be
a shorter
honest
clip.
though, it's not just a gamer, right? Like it's anyway,
trying
it's
to
fine. I'll
I have no idea
I'll
about
play
Asmund
it.
Gold. He just.
All right, I'm
he's
just letting
a
you know,
rich
like
gamer.
he's like borderline white supremacist, but okay,
What?
yes. Anyway, let's go ahead and
Yeah. Okay.
play
Well,
it.
then mute his takes. You can mute him.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
no,
let-
I'm
just
I'm
trying
gonna
to show you
play
footage.
it. We're gonna look at it and let. All right, let's see here.
Footage of a man who looks like Alex Peretti with a gun in his waistband, spitting on and attacking federal law enforcement officers and kicking the taillight off their vehicle on January 13th.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Peretti interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him.
And he had the firearm with him as
peaceful
well.
protester.
That does look like a gun. It does. And the emotional manipulation narrative of, oh, he was just a peaceful protester. He was just trying to go there and help everybody. That is weaker now whenever you see a picture of him kicking the...
Hold on. If I kick out a taillight,
Here you go. Let's
does
hear
that
it.
mean that you can shoot them?
No, I never once said that he was justified that he's shot dead like that. I said how many felonies was he going to commit before something happened? That's my point.
You were arguing earlier that you had a stronger position. Now you said that to me it seemed that you felt that Alex Peretti had basically reaped what he sowed. Like it is justified. You made it seem like it was justified that he was killed.
I never said that, and that's great that you take that.
Okay, so to be clear,
and
was the death of Alex Peretti justified? You would say no. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yes, it was justified.
So it was not justified.
It was justified or not?
Yes. It's justified, but that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate that people die, but that's what I'm saying. How many times
was it justified or was it not justified?
I said yes multiple times. You're not going to get.
What is the justification?
Yes to what?
Because
was it justified or was it not justified?
With a weapon on him.
He committed a felony with a weapon on him. It's like, sorry, it's
was,
like, do you
not
agree with the Second Amendment?
Hold on. I still genuinely, I don't have
You don't
your
understand the
answer.
Second Amendment.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Neither do you, but that's beside the point.
Was it justified or was it not justified that he died?
It was justified. It was unfortunate.
It was justified that he died.
Yes, 100%. Clear as day.
So
it's the same thing as Renee.
I just want to go over the same thing, right?
Same thing. Wow.
She did the same thing. She went out multiple times,
Actually,
committing felonies. Eventually, something's going to happen.
I have the original footage. So, are you seeing my my stream? By the way, do you see my live?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, on Discord.
Okay, so let me just pull this up real quick. Just give me a second to pull up the info.
Can I ask real quick? Do you make your own shorts, or does somebody hook you up?
No, I'm just able to grab whatever I need.
I just find it interesting on the Renee Good one. You clipped me, but you edited it, so it was pretty amusing because I was actually agreeing with you, and then you cut it off.
Yeah, no, I did make that short. I did. Yeah.
And I found it funny you call me MAGA, but I don't really call it an insult. I'm not MAGA by any stretch of imagination, but
you are more. It's like you're like very MAGA. I can guarantee you
Yeah?
that. It's like you can lie to yourself all you want. It's like, dude, I'm looking at your takes. You're literally one of the very few people.
Let me actually see if I can find the original footage because Alex.
Oh yeah, there's not. Yeah, okay. I'm the only one.
Yeah, no. There's like a very small percentage of like people with maybe like brain damage that say it's justified.
The number. What percentage?
You're part of that small group.
What percentage? Show me the
this
study.
is the guy.
As soon as you're showing me all the things that I asked you before to show,
you're just making this bold claim that apparently you know about Americans more than me. So
yeah, I do know more than you. I literally demonstrated it last time when you didn't know anything about your legal system.
And I knew about the Second Amendment, and I still know more that you're not supposed to bring a gun.
Yes, I do know more about the Second Amendment than you do.
But you don't know.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, also, like, federal agents are not police officers. Apparently, you didn't really know that, and you still don't know that to this day. Like, today, you're still equating ICE officers with police officers, which is not
oh my gosh. Good. Yeah. You know what? I'll just steel man and say that you are correct. I probably at some point have mixed up police and the Border Patrol and ICE. Yep, you got
But even today, you did it. That's why when I clarified
earlier,
cares? You said that I'm corrupt.
Who cares? You're just trying to pick up an organization. This is your gotcha.
The same thing? No, but
you don't care about the death. You care about me getting if it's an ICE agent or a police officer.
Do you think they're the same thing?
See if I can find it.
Do you think they're the same thing?
They aren't the same thing.
They are the same thing. Do you think they can do the same things?
God, how dumb can
do you think they can do the same things?
What, as a human? Like they can't fly?
No. As officers of the law, do you think they can stop, for example, anybody in their cars?
They have different jurisdictions.
Do you think they can do that?
I don't know what the word is. They have different authorities or powers or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
But
what
guess
they're
what?
doing
They
in
all had a gun
Minneapolis
on
and in
them.
Minnesota
That's
in
what I
general
was
and all
saying.
over the country, that's why what they're doing all over the country
Go ahead and
is
fly
actually
over here
highly
and go
illegal.
put your hands on somebody with a gun and see what happens, Daniel.
Yeah, so you don't believe in the Second Amendment, right? So you don't believe that people should be
No,
able
I do
to
believe
carry
in
guns,
you
right?
can carry a gun, but it's
Oh, okay.
taught whenever you get the gun to not do what he did. And that's
Like
what's so
what? What
stupid
exactly
about your
did he do
statement.
with the gun?
All right.
What
It
exactly
is
did he do with the
taught that
gun?
if you are going to be a person walking around with a firearm, that you need to be aware that that can be escalated to lethal force. So you are not supposed to just go
If
around
you
picking
if you
fights with
pull the
people.
gun out, right? But if you're
Oh
keeping the
no,
gun
wrong,
holstered,
incorrect, incorrect.
oh, it's
Even
incorrect.
holstered. You are incorrect, sir.
Okay.
It is
So
even
if
holstered.
somebody shot and killed like Kyle Rittenhouse, for example, that would have been totally justified, right? Because he had a gun. By the way, it's
What?
like, do you think I'm
Doesn't make
I'm
any
asking you a question because you said he was
So
like
weird.
committing felonies by spitting and hitting the vehicle, right? He wasn't spitting at the officers; he was spitting at
No,
the
he did
vehicle,
spit.
and he
No,
also
wrong. There's another
no, he
angle.
was
It's not in
spitting at
that.
the vehicle.
There's another angle that clearly you can see the spit leave his lips and hit the officer, or well, go into the door
Well,
of the
show
vehicle.
it to me.
Oh
Show
my
it to me.
god!
I'm really
Oh my!
curious
I
about
Also,
have to
that's-
prove where the spit lands. Oh my
But
god!
That's not-
that's besides the point.
So stupid.
That's also
But
not
just
a
to set
felony.
Kappa Craft. Yeah,
It's not
but
a felony to
that's
spit on a
beside the
federal.
point.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you a different question. Just chill down a bit.
It
okay?
also
Calm your
isn't a
pants.
justification to be able to shoot
Do
somebody
you-
to death.
I
right?
didn't
It's
say
not-
it said
Obviously.
No,
So you literally
no.
said
Hold on,
it's
hold on. I
justified.
asked you very clearly whether or not it's justified. You said yes.
And you're picking and choosing what part to stick on. And that's
No,
what
we're
I'm saying,
picking and
is that-
choosing your own
I'm saying
words.
like
That's the
even if
problem
I
you're
assume that he like kicked out an ICE officer's vehicle and that he spit on somebody and none of that justifies death.
Okay.
Right? There's no justification. Like where is the justification for death is where is under the incidence of serious bodily harm, or that you know you're going to die, and if you do not act, then then you will die. That's the only instances where it's remotely acceptable for any law enforcement officer to do that.
If that's
And by the way,
what
I
you
actually
believe, I
have
don't know how I
talked with
can-
like
No, that's not
actual
what I.
police
No,
officers
stop.
about it.
That's not what I believe. That's what the law says. That's not what I believe. The law specifically says that. So the reality is that it is not justified. You can't just execute somebody on the street because they
Yeah, they
break a
didn't.
law. That's not. But they did. They literally
They
did.
executed him because he was a moron that had an old gun that misfires, and his gun went off, and so they shot him.
His
The
gun
gun did
go
not
off. Why are
misfire.
you lying now?
The gun was pushed
Why
off
do
to
you
the
lie now?
side.
Oh, it didn't now. Okay.
No, it didn't.
Interesting.
It literally didn't. No, they shot first. His gun did not misfire. His gun was taken away from him
I'm still
by
trying to
another
grab the
ICE
video.
officer
It-
while he
yes,
was
and
on
it
the
misfired.
ground. Dude, can you listen for a second before you're talking?
Oh, okay.
Because you don't know
You've
jack shit
interrupted
about anything.
over and over. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
His gun was
Go ahead and
taken
tell your
away.
CNN narrative.
His gun was taken away by an ICE officer while he was on the ground with his hands protecting his head because they were bashing his head in, right? And after he
I
took
thought you
the
said you had a
gun,
camera.
again, he said, yeah, we can literally see it. Like there was no misfiring of the gun whatsoever. The first person that shot was the ICE officers. The ICE officer,
I
right?
should just
the
download
first
the
one.
video.
And then the second one started to fire also, right? He got shot like what? Like 7, 8, 9 times,
All right.
right? In the fucking back. So when you're saying that his gun
All right, so
misfired,
I
don't know what you're talking about.
I have the video and we can go over it very, very carefully. Let's take a look. Let me see if I can make that bigger because it's kind of small.
It's a bit smallish. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Hang tight.
That's Daniel. I know you're recording a minute, but damn, I didn't know that was actually how he died. I knew he got shot, but I assumed he
Okay,
just got shot in the chest.
All right, are you ready? Joe?
Let's go.
Oh, it's not that. You're good. I'm just watching.
Okay, here we go. Which one is Alex Peretti?
Guy that is with his hands up. Go back. a bit.
Hold on.
The one with the maroon jacket.
Which one?
So look. Just pause. You know the guy that's with the back holding a woman with his left hand.
Yeah.
You see, that guy. That
That's
guy's
Alex Peretti.
And then the ICE officer is the one on the right? The first ICE officer that was moving towards them, that guy. And that guy is going to shove the other lady that's on his right now.
All right, so let's look.
He's going to shove her to the ground. You see? Boom.
Okay, he's going to push her.
He just comes in, puts his hand
and
up.
then he pepper
and
sprays.
the guy instantly pepper
okay.
sprays.
And then
And
let's
now
take a look here.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're just.
They're getting him
I
on
guess
the
somebody
ground.
paused it. So
And there's another
he's
angle
now
from
on the
other side.
ground. So now they're beating the shit out of him.
They're bashing.
Multiple people beating the shit out of
And you
him.
can see
Others
his
trying
hands.
to
If you go
help.
back,
And then what?
you can see his hands. Look, his hands. Both his hands are in front
Guy
of him.
pulls out a
There's the
gun.
gun. There's the gun.
Yeah, and this gun
Yeah,
gets
the ICE officer
retrieved.
takes the gun.
Get ready. Get ready. Play it.
It's not me doing that, by the way. It's just the
Oh.
person recording.
And I
Right.
think the guy
Yeah,
now starts to shoot.
So
The guy on the left.
all right, so he was unarmed, right? He was on the ground. He was getting beat up
we
by
don't know. The cops
we
don't
do know.
know. The
What-
cops
Yeah, we do
don't
know.
know.
What is
We do
that?
know.
Is that on the ground?
The cops don't know that he's disarmed. Or the
gun
officers
just got
before
removed.
Daniel chimes in on whatever. Yeah, but it's not like they're all like in sync with their
Okay,
minds.
so
They
if I
removed it from his back
suspect-
hip.
If I suspect that you have a gun on you, I can just shoot you. That's justified to you.
What? No.
I'm asking you, like you're saying, hey, they don't know that they didn't have the gun and that's why they shot. So I'm saying if I believe that you have a gun, I have a right to just shoot you?
I'm saying that the moment it becomes a physical altercation and he has the gun on his hip, it's fair game. It's not necessarily justified,
he
but
was
it's reasonable.
After the gun
Joe.
was removed.
Joe, what I'm looking to see out of you is understanding very clearly that this death is not justified. I need you to concede that.
I've never.
And
Never.
the
You guys-
reason,
you g-
hold on.
you guys- it's good.
Hold on. You're saying never, no matter
Never.
what.
Even if the
All
gun
right.
never misfired,
Let me ask
nope,
you.
I'll still stand on it.
Let me ask you. Okay,
Oh.
why? What is it?
Because we have multiple felonies committed over and over, and eventually something's going
That's
to
not
happen.
a justification to killing them.
Oh my god! So it's a justification for him to just go do whatever
You don't.
he wants.
No,
in the world?
no. You use reciprocal force. You don't kill them.
That's hindsight thinking.
That's not
Looking
hindsight.
at-
That's literally how the law works. You can't just if somebody, say for example, does jaywalking, a cop witnesses it, the cop doesn't have a right to shoot you. Hell, if you're kidnapping somebody, the cop doesn't have a right to shoot you. That's not how that works.
So
And when you're saying it's justified, Joe, like
All right.
justification
So
is
again,
to be in the law.
okay, all right,
Do you
all
have
right.
the law
Hold
that
on.
does that?
We've
Yeah, but I'm saying,
dismissed.
you guys
hold
keep
on,
skipping the
hold
law
on,
is the
hold
problem.
on.
Go ahead.
We've dismissed the 3 felonies. Okay. I could even acknowledge, like, I'm having sincere doubts if that even was Alex Peretti. And then the other problem that I'm having is I don't know if that's AI. I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, did you see what they did on MS now? Made him a Giga Chad. Fixed his nose, fixed his teeth.
All right, dude, can you stop laughing? Like, this isn't funny.
It's hilarious that the news decided to make him
Yeah,
more
the murder is
attractive to appeal
hilarious.
to you guys. That's hilarious. Not the murder, but the fact that you guys will be more sympathetic because he's attractive. That's funny.
All right,
Oh, you mean like the Trump administration is making black
Okay.
people look blacker?
We've
whenever
dismissed
they put
we've
pictures of
dismissed
them?
the quote unquote 3 felonies. Okay. The problem that I'm having is okay, now that we know that it is not justified to shoot somebody if they're committing a crime, you use reciprocal force. That is what is lawful. You do not use escalatory force when a lesser amount of force is sufficient. Somebody spitting on something and then kicking a taillight. And what was the third felony? Pushing an ICE officer?
This tussle with them. This is like his least one, in my opinion.
Pushing an
That's
ICE
not a
officer.
felony.
Okay. All right.
No, the fighting
an
with
FYI,
them.
an FYI, that is not a felony. So, but regardless,
You
right?
cannot fight with them.
Regardless, right? None of those require escalatory force of shooting somebody. Okay. So we can table that. So I'm asking, okay, you still say that it is justified, even though we know that the actions committed prior is not a justification to firing, but you still say it's that there is a justification. So what is it? If it is not that, what is it?
What is your question? If it's not justified, what is it? What's your question?
Okay.
You dismissed the 3 felonies, which makes your statement better.
My train of
And then
logic.
what else?
My train of logic is this shooting was not justified, not even remotely. You're saying it is justified. I asked you, why is it justified? You said,
Okay.
well, it's because of the 3 felonies he committed earlier, but you're supposed to use reciprocal force, and that none of those are enough to engage that you have a right to shoot them, right? Just because somebody breaks a law doesn't mean you have a right to shoot them. You use a reciprocal amount of force that is necessary in order to apprehend a suspect. Okay? So the felonies is not a justification to shoot Alex Peretti. So you still, however, say that knowing that the felonies is not a justification to shoot him, do you still think it is justified?
Part that you're skipping is that he's committing felonies with a gun on him. So committing a felony with a gun on you will be received by a force with guns. Like, it's pretty, if he had a knife on him, they never would have yelled, knife, 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 and shot him dead. He had a gun, they yelled gun, and they shot him dead. It's matching the force. If he did not come out with a gun, they would have not shot him dead.
If a gun is physically wrested from someone, they can't shoot you anymore, right?
And I feel like that's just so disingenuous. Because you can literally look at this pause screen on your thing right now. Where are they looking? Is
They
it all
took
those
his
officers?
gun.
Can they see? One
They literally took his gun away from him.
one person took
What
the
do you
gun.
mean?
One. How many people? Can we agree on that? How many officers disarmed him?
1 disarmed him.
Woo! All right, we're getting somewhere. All right.
And
Now, how many else are in the picture?
So you're saying
Nobody cares.
because
Oh,
other
nobody
people,
cares,
yeah, of course.
so you're saying
Of course you
because
don't care,
other
Daniel.
people
It's
thought that
irrelevant.
he had a gun, despite the gun was taken away, he shot him. And let me ask you this: if somebody is unaware of something, that they're not aware of all of the circumstances, that absolves you of killing?
Absolves you of killing.
Yeah, like the
You can look it up in
responsibility of
dictionary,
killing.
absolve.
I'm trying to. You're adorable, Daniel, but I'm saying I'm trying to work with his wording here because he's framing it in his own way here. The
English
fact
language,
that an officer says gun, 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 and then they respond with a gun, it seems pretty straightforward.
No, that's not. That's why they're being trained, or supposedly being trained, to not do that in those situations.
Oh yeah? Oh, show me that training.
Yeah.
Let's
He's
see it,
on
Daniel.
he's on the ground. And if somebody was able to take away the gun, and other people are not aware that he no longer has a gun, is the lack of knowledge a justification for shooting somebody?
Once again, I hate the way you're framing this, but I want to go with yes. It seems like you're leaning me to the yes column there.
I'm not leaning you to the yes column. I'm leaning you to the no column. There's lots. It would be called manslaughter in that case. You would still be tried and held responsible, despite the mistake that you made.
Are you framing it as that I'm trying to think, as if the gun was there and then one officer didn't know, or that the person never had a gun to begin with? That's what I'm missing on
You
your
made an
framing here.
argument that They believe that he had a gun. One guy took away the gun. Nobody saw it somehow. Okay, if I assume that that's the case, not a single officer saw it. He was on the ground. He was struggling. One guy pulls his gun out, shoots him, and kills him. Right? Given the fact that that officer did not have the variable that they do not have the gun, they would likely be unaware of the circumstances that would require such escalatory force. And so the question becomes, if somebody is unaware of a scenario and ends up killing somebody, not understanding the full context of the situation, are they absolved of responsibility? Is it justified knowing that they did not know?
I'm struggling to keep up with your thing here. Because that's not what happened clearly in this video. So I'm trying to imagine the scenario you're creating.
You brought up the scenario. You said that the gun was wrested away, correct?
The guy in the gray grabbed it.
One guy took the gun.
Away.
Nobody else saw it. You said it's likely
No,
nobody
I
saw
didn't say that. I said, look at where they're looking. You are the one who you put those words, and you can get toss and turn all you want.
Joe,
I never once said every other officer did not see it. I said one officer took the gun. Look at where all the other officers are looking. They are not all going to see the disarm. He takes the gun. Within a second, you hear gun, and then you hear gunshots. It's very reasonable.
Can I ask you a question, Joe? Where was the officer that shot the first round?
I don't know.
Well, he was directly behind. I'm telling you because I saw the video. He was directly behind Peretti. Actually, had very clear sight of him being disarmed by the other officer.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that's what it was? That's
Yeah, we can see it in the video.
Thank you
we
for
can actually see
it
in the
You're
video.
just speaking for the officers. Okay. You just knew that the officer knew.
We can literally see it in the video. And also,
which one? Okay, in the video, which one shot? Which one of these guys in the image?
It's one from the other side, right? There's like the video
what is
that
the other
we saw
side?
right now. Yeah, there's another video from the other angle, right? Like literally,
So
like
none of these officers shot. All these officers are.
Yeah, where we see the first shot being fired by the guy. Yeah, we literally see.
Is the cop running down the street with a rifle? Like what? Where's this cop at?
No, I don't know. It's like I don't know why you're making fun of this, but it's fine. It's like Like,
well, you're saying none of these officers did it.
So the thing is like we see all these things like in real time, right? We see that he's literally behind Alex Peretti. He has clear view of him being disarmed by the other.
Yeah, that's you saying that, but continue.
No, it's the video saying that, right? Because in the video, in the video. But now let's assume,
Joe,
right?
Seriously, like I'm trying to be respectful to you. I'm having a hard time when you're like mocking his accent. Like it's telling me that you're not actually serious. It sounds like you're not. It sounds like you're not being serious about this, right? We're literally talking about we're talking about a dead person here. Like this isn't funny.
So I'm going to ask you another thing, right? Because it's like. We know that from the other angle. We know for sure that he had clear sight of like the back of Alex Peretti and him being
telling us what we know. Keep going.
But let's say he was behind Alex Peretti, but he didn't see him being disarmed. Okay, let's assume the only thing that happened, he heard somebody saying "gun, gun." Do you think that is enough for a police officer from any law enforcement ever to start shooting?
Yes.
Well, you'd be just dead wrong.
Well, thank you for knowing the laws more than me. Can I just debunk this real quick?
That was clear from the beginning. That's fine. It's like me knowing more than you on anything in this life. That was clear from the beginning. But the fact that you actually believe these things without actually even looking them up whatsoever is just like it's very disturbing.
You didn't even know about these other things that he just played. I'm not the one looking things up. I just had to show you two
about
felonies.
The thing that you said. It's like I'm not aware of him. Like actually, there's been like another angle where he spits at the officer, and we can see the spit going on and hitting the officer. That's just bullshit. You pulled from your ass.
All right. So how many seconds can you give me? Because I can just destroy this in like
whatever. Just
60 seconds.
Look it up.
Easy. No, I don't need to look it up. I can just straight up tell you. Okay, so
no, but I want to see it. I don't need to.
So from you guys' perspective, and either one you can chime in on this. So from y'all's perspective, you believe that the ICE officers just like, yeah, we hate this guy. Let's gun him down in the street. That's what they were wanting to do.
I think what it is that ICE officers are not very trained. They get roughly 2 weeks of training, having literal zero understanding of this. They're generally immigrations and customs enforcement. They don't even deal in this kind of situation where they're rounding people up. They're not law enforcement officers, and they have created an extremely tense situation that has resulted in other people being tense back, and it is being used as a justification for killing innocent Americans. That's what I think is happening.
Did you see the other ICE thug
Hold
that
on,
was like
hold on.
responding to somebody, telling them that if you raise your voice, I will silence you. Silence your voice.
Daniel,
Did
can you
you
stay on
see that?
topic, Daniel?
And
No,
also,
just
who's to
start.
say?
No,
Daniel,
that's
I've only
it
gone
was your
15
question.
seconds, just to be clear here.
It
I've
was
only
your
been
question.
15 seconds,
I also
maybe.
want to answer your question, right?
Yes,
Because
please
you asked
answer.
It's like, what do we think about these ICE officers?
But what do you think is in their head? What do you think they're
fully
wanting to do?
I fully agree with like what First Amender said about them. They're woefully unprepared. It's like they've never done this job in their freaking lives. And not only
It's
that,
8
it's
weeks
like
of
they're
training.
mostly like white supremacists from like Proud Boys and some other fucking
White supremacists.
organizations like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean you can look it up because it's like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you
They're
can
white
actually see
supremacists.
it.
Yeah. That's what CNN said
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, they're
so
just thugs.
you both
Doesn't
walked
even
into the
he
trap.
doesn't
You both walked into the
Daniel
trap.
doesn't have
I got you.
CNN at his in Romania.
has the
He
internet.
doesn't watch CNN.
He espouses more
Dude, I
CNN
hate
talking
CNN
points
with a
than
passion.
Americans.
So don't talk to me
Hold
about
on,
like
hold on.
me
You both
watching
walked
CNN.
into the trap. So let me just put the nail in the coffin here for you all. All right. So why didn't Alex Peretti die on Alex 13th?
On the what?
On Alex.
On
the
Alex.
On Alex the 13th?
Sorry, January 13th. Sorry, I said Alex Peretti. Yeah, you got me. On January 13th, he has a firearm. He assaults officers. They arrest him, and he gets to leave. Why didn't they just shoot him dead then?
Well, he didn't assault officers then. They were still beating him up, and they beat him up on the 13th.
I don't even.
They beat him up. He got a broken rib on that date.
I'm
Did
going to
you
be
know that?
honest
No,
with
that
you.
was a
Hold on.
different
Is
one.
that
It
is
was
that
a
on the?
different day.
Hold on. So
No,
so
that was
what
that day.
No,
what
the exact three
day?
different,
what day was it?
like a Monday, Tuesday? Are you asking? The January.
I'm
13th?
asking. So like, when did Alex Peretti die? And this new video, when was that filmed? Like, when did that come out?
The January. I don't know what day.
And
he
also,
died.
if it's on separate days, it would be fair to say that the officers wouldn't even be aware that Alex Peretti had committed those actions. So it would effectively be irrelevant to Alex Peretti's death.
No, it's entirely
Were they the
relevant.
same officers?
Why?
Were they the
would?
same
Hold on.
officers
If
involved
you're
in,
willing,
in
if
both
you're
situations?
willing to acknowledge that you have officers wresting a gun away, and you would be so charitable to say that they didn't see the gun. I think I can be charitable enough to say that it is not the same ICE agents that are collecting Alex Peretti in one instance versus the other instance.
So I looked it up. That video I just showed you was January 13th. Alex Peretti died on January 24th. Both instances.
So why
he
would there
commits
be
a felony.
any?
Both instances he has a gun on him.
So
why would they
you would
not
not
kill
be
him
aware.
on the 13th?
You would not be aware that. So he died much later, right? We have no awareness
9 days later.
that you're saying he committed these felonies. It was justified that he died, but the ICE officers who killed him would not be aware what Alex Peretti did, assuming that footage is real.
No, what I'm saying is, by you two's logic, by what statement you both just said, that these ICE officers are so untrained, yada yada yada, that he should have been dead on January 13th. And I'm
How
saying,
many
why
days
not?
of training
You're
do you
not-
think they get?
you're not
Do you know how many days
engaging
of
with
training
me.
They get?
You're not engaging with me.
You're trying to use January 13th to talk about the 24th. I'm trying to talk about January 13th to prove that it didn't have an impact on January 24th.
You use January 13th as an argument to justify his death, but the officers
No.
wouldn't even be aware that
No.
he had done those things on the 13th. Also, just FYI, even if they were aware, there is zero reason to shoot him.
This is why it's difficult with you, because I literally just said no multiple times, just like you did in this clip thing too. You like, I literally say no, and you're like, see, you're saying yes. You're saying yes. I don't know what to do with this. Like, I'm
Then
telling
you
you,
repeat what
Was the
Peretti
death-
told you?
you guys are claiming that
Then
he
I
died on the
ask you
24th
again,
because of his lack of training.
what is the
I'm saying, why wouldn't he
reason?
have died on the 13th
Oh my
before?
God, please.
It doesn't make any sense.
What
Your
is
logic makes no sense.
what is the reason of Alex Peretti's death being justified?
That he committed a felony and he had a gun on
Stop.
him, the combo.
You just said that that's not relevant. You in the very last sentence you said that wasn't relevant. So we could stop right there.
I
That's
was
not
talking
the
about
reason.
January 13th.
I want to know, why is it justified?
Because he committed a felony and he had a
That's
firearm
not
on
relevant.
him.
You already said
It's not
that.
relevant.
Yes,
Okay.
that's not relevant. You literally, I'm bringing up what happened on the 13th.
Sure, okay,
And I'm
fine,
saying
fine,
that it
fine.
is a
We'll
very
suggest
high
it.
probability. Stop.
Let's get rid of the
I'm
felony.
saying that it
Hey,
is
the
a.
firearm, that's why
Oh
he's
my
dead.
God! Please.
Carrying a firearm is justification to
See,
kill
and now
somebody?
look how he's going to frame it. This
Wow.
is why.
So is the justification that he is carrying-
Daniel's going to
just
turn into
said
this
it.
nonsense.
You literally just said it. Carrying a firearm.
Is
he
the
You with
okay?
your own fucking mouth said it.
So it's not the felony.
So
The
stupid, Daniel.
justification is
Dude, you're such a
actually.
mouth breather, I swear.
Oh my God! The justification is the fact that he had a firearm. That's the justification.
Once again, I hate the terminology. You're just framing it to the justification, but I'm saying that's the reason. I prefer to use the word reason.
I am asking you, why do you think
you
his
removed the
death?
justification?
Why do you think his death? I asked you, do you believe that Alex Peretti's death was justified? You say yes. So I'm asking you, what is the reason that it is justified? You said,
felony,
okay,
which you
he
removed.
committed felonies. And I said, okay, but that doesn't mean you have a right to kill them. Also, this happened on and you said it yourself, happened on the 13th. He died several days later. So it has nothing to do with any felonies he would have committed then. The ICE
I never said it
officers
did.
would not have been, okay, so that's not a justification. It's unrelated.
The
Do you
felony
understand?
committed on the 24th
Holy
is
shit.
related, not the 13th.
Dude, all right, let's say, Joe, okay, I witnessed you stealing from my store, okay? And prior, say 2 weeks ago, I don't know, you murdered your wife. Now, let's say that you're stealing from my store and I shoot you. I would not be aware that you murdered your wife 2 weeks ago. Do you understand? So the trial for a murder would be different from that happened on, say, the 13th, would be different than the death that happens on the 28th. So if you're talking about if I did like a charge on shoplifting, the charge that would be happening would be the shoplifting, not the murder that happened 2 weeks prior. It is not relevant to the discussion. If it happened on the 13th, that would mean that the ICE officers are not aware on the day that he died that he committed felonies. So that's not the justification. Do you understand?
B.
Was that a yes?
That's Spanish for yes.
All right. So it's not the felony. So what is the
Felony.
reason that it is justified? No, actually, better question. Knowing that the felony is not a justification to the death of Alex Peretti, what do you believe that it is justified still?
And by the way, just remember that justified means that it has to be according to the law. That's what it means to be justified. It needs to actually meet legal standards.
After Daniel's little thing, can you repeat that again, Amanda, one more time? Sorry. I forgot what you said.
Knowing that the felony is not a justification, do you believe still that the death of Alex Peretti was justified?
You see what I'm saying? You literally just said knowing that the felony isn't justified. So you started the framework. I'm saying the justification for it is the felony. And you're going, the felony doesn't justify it. So do you agree now? That's what I'm saying. I can't even make my own statement.
Joe,
Now
Joe,
you-
Joe!
So silly.
Joe!
Joe! Amanda and Joe, just a second. Look, Joe, like literally Amanda spent the last 5 minutes going through like the whole process of why the prior felonies, or whatever you want to call them, are literally irrelevant to what
I didn't
happened
even
on
bring
the
that up.
day he died.
That's what's amusing about
he
this.
literally went
can't-
through the whole
can't.
thing.
It's
It's
too
like
stupid.
anybody,
That's what's amusing
it doesn't
about
matter.
this.
It doesn't matter how many brain cells you have in your head. You should
Oh
have been
gosh.
able to just follow
Give
like
me 5 seconds.
the line thought that he had,
Four,
right?
four.
And now you're going
Just
back
5.
and you're saying, well, it's actually
No.
the felonies. Dude, I don't know what
I've
to do
never
with
once
you.
gone back.
Literally mouth
5
video.
seconds. Do I get 5? Am I good here? Okay. I said you can remove the 13th justification nonsense because you guys seem to be stuck on that and doing your she stole 2 weeks earlier nonsense. I said, I never once changed this. I said the felony he commits on January 24th is the reason he's dead. And you guys keep on going. He would have never known about the felonies on January 13th. That was a different discussion. You guys are so hilariously stuck on this. I'm saying the reason he died is because he committed a felony on January 24th and he was holding a gun. That's the reason. Like,
You know,
and you
you know
guys
It's
are
how,
not
like,
a
when you go to
justification
court-
if people don't
see,
know
Drew,
about it.
And
when
see,
you
now
go
I
to
can't
court
even
and
call what the
people,
justification is.
ask the officer, and people ask the officer that shot him, and you ask him, oh, why did you shot him? And he's gonna say, well, he had another felony that I saw. He wasn't
I didn't say
convicted
that.
for it, but
Didn't say
I saw that felony like 2 weeks before,
on
and I
going,
said,
Daniel.
oh, he's
Keep
a
on going.
dangerous individual, and therefore that's why I
Hold
shot
on.
him, because I knew about that. If he didn't know about that, if the felony didn't happen, right? Like, even if the felony happened and he knew about it, that's still not a legal justification for him to shoot Alex Peretti. Do you understand how the law works, my brother?
I like how you just once again went back to the January 13th. I even told you you could remove it from your brain because you guys seem to be
Dude,
stuck
I
on
went
this.
through the
And
whole
you
thing. It's like, I
instantly
don't know, it's
went-
like, is
you
your brain
instantly
so
went back to
concussed
it.
that you cannot follow like real like?
I don't
You
know what else to do
January
with you,
13th,
Joe.
You instantly argued for January 13th. It makes no sense. I don't know what to do with you.
to
No,
do
I
with you.
brought it
I
up
don't know what
because
to
you
do
keep
with
bringing
you,
it up. Every time you're talking about justification, you keep bringing
I
up
s-
the prior felonies.
No, I
That's what
didn't.
you did from the start.
Okay, guys,
Give me-
Dude,
guys.
everybody can hear you.
Can I have the
Daniel,
floor for a
am I being
minute?
trolled? Am I being trolled, Daniel?
I have
Like,
the-
for
No,
real?
Can I
it's
have the
like
floor
you
for a
are
minute?
trolling us.
'Cause
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I
You guys
literally
are just
said
yelling at each
remove
other and nothing's
January
happening.
13th. I said remove it. Can you just start from there? Just say, hey,
Okay.
let's say I never showed the video. I never mentioned it. January 24th, he brings a gun. He commits a felony. He's dead. That's
What
my
felony did he
statement.
commit on the day? Please, what felony did he commit
Putting
in
hands
that
on a federal
moment?
officer.
No, he didn't put his hands. He
Okay.
literally put the
I never
hands
touched each other.
between.
Nothing happened.
If you look at the video, because you can look at the video, you can see he's putting the ICE officer is shoving a woman to the ground, and he's just putting his hand between them so he can stop
Interfering
him
with
from
him.
shoving her, right? So when
Interfering,
you're
yes.
saying that's a felony, you're
That's a
just
felony.
wrong.
Well,
No, that's not a felony.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
not a felony. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
It
Please
is.
show me the
Well,
law.
I'm gonna.
Please show me the law that says that.
If somebody's being on a traffic stop
Joe,
here in America and I pull my
Please
car
show
over and
me
I
the
start
law
talking to the
where it
cops, they
says
will
that
arrest
it's
me.
okay. That's a
I
felony.
don't know what to tell you.
Not only that, please show me the law where it says that's a felony,
God.
and you could be shot for it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you
Oh my
were-
goodness! Oh my goodness! You don't know jack shit, dude. That's why it's like you're
Show
being
me the
caught
law.
in real time for not knowing
Caught
jack
in real
shit.
time. You didn't debunk anything. You just said I can't
No,
call
I
it
literally
justified.
did multiple
That's all you
times. You're
did.
just like too slow to
Look,
understand it. You're too
look.
concussed to actually understand.
Amanda was going to say something. Amanda, what were you saying?
So what I was asking earlier, like, what is your justification to why, to him dying? And you're saying, well, he committed felonies earlier, but knowing that officers would not be aware of quote unquote felonies that he committed earlier, it would not be relevant to the death of Alex Peretti. Knowing
Yes.
that it is not relevant to the death of Alex Peretti, what is your justification to why he died?
The January 24th felony carrying the gun.
So carrying a gun is a felony?
Committing a felony while carrying a gun.
So
Means you're gonna get
he
killed?
put his hand
Means
between
you- Good.
he put his hand between him and a victim? That was the felony?
It depends on how you want to look at it, but he got in between.
I mean, I saw the footage. It looked like he
I
put
mean,
his hand.
you're framing it as the person's a victim.
I mean, they put his hand behind a person, right? And that is not a felony.
It's called human instinct. Like anybody with a heart and anybody with civic duty in their mind will do that.
All right. So I'm
Probably
still
not
so
you.
No.
I'm not
I'm-
going to accuse you of that.
I'm not convinced that even remotely that it's justified, and hearing both of your reasons are extremely unconvincing to me.
So my original question, whenever I started this, I said, so
Let me
what are
ask
we
you
supposed to
this.
do?
Just for fun, right? Just I want to see if I can understand your internal motivations. Did you vote Donald Trump?
No.
You did not vote Donald Trump. Who did you vote for this last election?
Did not vote.
Okay, in the election prior?
No, you don't need to worry about how I vote. I don't really want to.
I'm asking you. Just listen. I'm not doing this to mess with you.
Look,
I genuinely want to know
here,
why.
I'll give you an answer. But so I am ex-military, and I like to believe that I know a few things that the average citizen doesn't. And so for that reason, and I have my own personal justification, I elect to not vote at all.
Okay, so you just don't vote at all.
Correct.
Okay, so rather than voting, maybe I can ask, do you support Donald Trump? Do you like what he is doing?
I like what Donald Trump's doing, yes. Support, no.
How did that square?
You like what he is doing, but you don't support? Help me out. I don't understand that.
I think Trump attempts to be America first. And I think he's attempting to do good things. He's messed up plenty. Like Epstein files wasn't great. Bombing Iran's an interesting move. He's not perfect, but he's just a man.
If he is doing things that are not conducive to things that you support, that means you don't like what he is doing. Not that, and it would mean that you don't support him. Or are you just saying there's the collection of things that most of the things you agree with?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if you look at how they talk about approval ratings and stuff. If you were to put a percentage on it, in my personal opinion, I'd give him like a 75, 80% approval rating. He's doing decent things, but he's not perfect.
Okay. What do you believe ICE is supposed to do? What is the job of ICE?
Immigration, to remove all the illegal migrants. I don't know.
Okay. So is Alex Peretti an illegal migrant?
Nope. Or at least not that I know of, not to my knowledge.
So why are they detaining him? Why are they pepper spraying him? Why are they knocking him to the ground? Why are they kicking him and and multiple people fighting him at the same time while he is on the ground? Why are they wresting his gun away from him, breaking his Second Amendment rights? Why are they shooting him in the head?
Because he's committing a felony.
So you can shoot somebody if they commit a felony.
If a person committing a felony is armed and dangerous,
the gun was wrested from him.
Potential scenario. Not everybody knows that.
The lack of knowledge is not a justification to kill somebody. It's very similar to manslaughter, right? If you mistakenly run somebody over, I didn't see that kid when I ran them over. It doesn't matter even if you took all of the necessary precautions.
They shot him on purpose.
Okay, so then, the accidental understanding of the information is not a justification. Similar to how a manslaughter, you would still get manslaughter if you ran over a child accidentally.
Once again, that's framing it
incompetence.
No, I'm not framing it that way. That's what
you're comparing.
That's what it is.
Officer shooting someone dead to an officer running somebody over with a vehicle.
I'm saying a person running over. I'm saying an instance where somebody commits a mistake, right? Where they didn't have all the information available, such as a child behind a vehicle. That's not a justification to kill them. Just because you don't have all the information.
You have an active
Man.
person committing a felony. If an instance breaks
at
out, they
this-
say gun, 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 and a shot breaks out because he's reaching for a gun.
At this
That's
point,
not there.
I'm not sure what else I could say to you.
I know, because you removed my justification. That's like hard to talk.
I mean, I think it's. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, if anybody else has any questions, but I'm pretty much done with this guy.
I do have a
would
question
say-
for him because I'm
my
really curious
lord.
to
No,
know
I don't.
something, Joe. No, just a
What you
second,
got,
just a
Daniel?
second. I'm really curious
Commander's
to know
competitive.
this, right? If you can actually engage in hypotheticals. Let's imagine the whole Alex Peretti scenario. Let's imagine he didn't have the gun with him, right? And somebody still yells gun, gun, right? Maybe somebody from the side, and that guy still shoots him, right? So literally, that guy has the exact same informations that he had in your scenario, right? He doesn't know if the gun was on him. He doesn't know if somebody took it out, right? He just hears the words gun, gun. And then the first thing he does, boom, boom, he just shoots, right? Do you think in that case he's still justified?
And see, now I want to clarify. That was a way better. I don't even want to give you a compliment, but that was a way better hypothetical there, Daniel, than what Amender was doing, because at least this one kind of makes sense. But this would fall much closer to the Amender running a baby over scenario, to where he's getting bad information and then he's executing the person.
I don't know
and
why
then
you're
now
having
you
such a
go
hard
back.
time just like answering my thing.
What answer would you
For
like? Tell me
tangents.
which answer you want.
I mean, the answer is like yes or no. It's like literally like the whole thing was
The cop
set
would
up in
still
such a
shoot him
way
dead,
so you
and
can-
then what?
Would it still be justified according to you? Because the guy that shoots him has exactly the same information in both cases.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Fine. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Sure. We'll go with yes.
I don't.
Would it
Okay.
still be so? Him having a gun, then it's irrelevant, right? To your justification.
You're
You
I mean,
think-
you just
according
remove
to you-
everything he did wrong. and
According
just-
to you,
that's
well, I
adorable.
mean, everybody that will listen to this will understand exactly what I'm saying. Not
Uh-huh.
you, but everybody else. So the
For sure.
thing is like, according to you, it doesn't matter if he has a gun. All that matters is that he committed the felony and somebody said gun, right? And then that for you, in your head, is enough justification for any law enforcement to just shoot somebody dead.
What? Yeah. You want me to change it again? Yes. They're allowed to.
Oh,
to
I
shoot
know.
him
It's
dead.
like it's obviously it's like I know. It's like you say you're ex-military. Yeah. Story it happened to you, I guess. I don't know.
What happened to me?
Nah, it's a joke. It probably goes over your head.
Yeah, it went right over my head.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
I don't
not
know what
sure.
you. I just like how you guys just like remove all the fault out of everything.
it's called-
You
it's all
did the
called
same thing on Renee
hypotheticals.
Good. You just remove
No,
you remove
it's
everything.
called hypotheticals. We're not removing anything. It's like the one
You
that's removing
removed the
stuff
gun.
is
You removed the
like-
felonies he commits. You're just
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
we
he's
are,
this
we are not
innocent
removing
person.
anything. And I know this might come as a shock to you. It's like what we're not
You
removing
literally just did.
anything. What we are doing and what you're not doing, we are adding the law into the equation. You don't care.
Oh, you're
about the
adding law.
in the equation.
You're adding law. Okay.
No, all you care about
making
is
some
like
up?
your like supposed macho
I'm-
thing, right? Where you just like to kill people.
I'll be honest.
I asked, what are we supposed to do with
done,
him?
I'm done with Joe. Maybe
Yeah,
we
not
can
kill
take
them.
some
Yeah.
calls.
They don't murder people. Yeah, that's the humane thing to do. Don't murder people.
So we're just supposed to allow Peretti to murder people, but not the other way around.
He didn't.
Peretti didn't murder
Oh,
anybody.
he didn't.
You dumb fuck.
Oh,
you dumb
oh, he didn't.
fuck. You fucking
sure?
he didn't murder anybody.
Are you sure?
I'm moving on.
I don't know.
I'm moving
What's your
on.
proof?
Yes,
Prove
I'm
it.
sure.
I'm moving
Prove
on.
it.
I want
Yes,
to
I'm sure.
take the.
Prove it.
I want
Fuck off.
I want to hear a call.
Prove it. I appreciate it, Mender. I don't really want to troll this guy too much.
Were you trolling this whole time?
Not at all. I'm 100% on. It's just Daniel's so ridiculous. How do I talk
Does
with
he
this?
sound like a troll? No, he sounds like somebody like literally. You are the definition of a mouth reader, dude. You're just like a mouth.
We're moving
I
on.
just wanna-
We're moving.
Can I
on.
clarify one thing real quick? But not even about this. I just want to point out something, Amanda, because I'm trying to support you. I've liked the channel. I do try to shout you out, and I try to be good faith. But the thing about this is if anybody can go do right now, if you go look at the clips, you can see that you literally edited me to disagree with you on a topic I agreed with you on.
I didn't. I can
And
show you
so
the full video,
I
it's
I
it
literally
was
said
it was a
on the-
silly moment. I mean, I can pull up Premiere and show you exactly what was done. I did not clip you in
it's
such
like a
a way
10-second short.
to make you sound stupid. That's not how that
I watched
works.
it multiple times. If you listen to what I say you were asking about the justification of Renee Good being murdered and whatnot. or you asked, sorry, the question was, should another investigation be opened? And I said, no, one already starts whenever somebody's murdered. And you cut off whenever I said whenever somebody's murdered to just make me say no. So you made me disagree, even though the entire time I was agreeing with you that it was wrong that she was murdered. Like, and so if you're going to do that to me whenever I'm agreeing with you, what are you going to do whenever we disagree? Like,
I can show
That's
you
my
the
point.
exact. I can show you the exact footage. So what happens is I have to cut it down to 1 minute, and sometimes I have to cut out irrelevant information, ums and uhs and pauses. That's likely what happened. We can go over that, but honestly, that's such a boring conversation. We're just.
But I'm not mad about it. You got to get your clicks and stuff. I'm just saying, if anybody clicks on it, it's
I have
the
to move
second
on.
one on your thing.
But
You
I
literally-
reject.
you didn't even
I reject the premise that I had edited you in such a way to mischaracterize you. I've
You
not done that on
literally-
a single one of my videos, and that's not happening to you either.
You literally started, Daniel. It's Daniel asking me the question.
I am moving on,
You could
Joe.
have started it at the question.
I
You
am moving
purposely
on,
started
Joe.
it before
Joe, I
to
am
remove my
moving on.
answer. I got you. I'm just wanted to point it out. If you want to be
Right.
good faith,
We are
I'd
taking
prefer if you didn't
calls.
do that.
The phone
but
number is 202.
I'm not MAGA either.
The
but
phone
I'm
number is
called MAGA twice.
202-998-5218.
All right. Next up, you guys have a good night. Everybody stay safe.
Bye.
Don't commit felonies. We'll be good.
Well, Amanda, you were asking if people are going to defend this shit. Well, there you fucking go.
That's fucking awful.
First guy.
Absolutely disgusting.
They're just worms, like literally worms. It's like anybody that looks at those videos and thinks that that was like in any way,
Okay,
shape, or form justified. Oh my god.
Let's see. Jack Attack says, First Amender, thoughts on getting mogged by Taylor? I don't know what you thought happened, but number one, I don't look at debates as like, oh, this is like me winning a debate or losing a debate. Secondly, it's like she had a hard time even understanding what I was trying to tell her. See, AZ Vocal Loco says, should listen to the Bruce Springsteen song after that. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Anyway.
Awolthoughts is also going fucking insane. Just don't murder people, you guys say. Well, yeah, Awolthoughts. It's like don't murder people.
You thought
Yeah,
that
that's
was
so
a good
controversial.
call, AWOL? That was a terrible call. Jesus Christ.
That was a lot of yelling, and I wanted to like add some tiny things, and I was like, no, we must continue yelling at each other. I don't know.
BigleagueDrew says T-minus 30 minutes. Do I call on the phone or Discord? You can call on the phone or Discord, up to you. I'd be glad to have a conversation. And thank you very much for the $5 donation, BigleagueDrew. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, you can either call in or you can show up on the Discord. There's a channel open called Recording Live. So up to you. So JoePio says it is absolutely disgusting is editing clips to people that agree with you and make it seem like that they disagree for clicks. So I resent that. At no point do I ever create clicks in such a way to misrepresent what it is that you say. I have to cut down what things are said. If you want, I'm pulling up Premiere just for you, because honestly, that accusation really honestly very much upsets me. That accusation actually pisses me off. I actually get very upset knowing that you believe that I would be so disingenuous to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the clip for those. And this one got a relatively decent amount of people having watched it. Give me 1 second. Where's Chrome? And then I will show you the premiere clip. Okay. So this is the clip that he's talking about. I'm going to go ahead and play.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what
That's
you
interesting.
guys want. You just that's what's so fascinating about it. It's like out of all the things to care about, you're just like, here, let's just go nitpick over
Can
every
you just answer the
millisecond.
question? Do you think there should be an
What answer? Go ahead.
investigation? Do you think there should be an investigation on the killing of Rene Good?
Ooh.
It's a yes or no question.
I'm aware. Yeah, but
That's a great question.
No, I'm gonna go with no. I think that's no. Every
There you
murder,
go. So you don't
every
care.
death. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what.
All right. That's the clip. And I'm going to show you, what I had to work with. What is the name of this? It's called MAGA does not want an investigation on Rene. Okay. So let's see if I have it. Doesn't want. Okay, here it is. So that's the short, but I have to pull up the replay, whatever the replay is. Replay is... Here, I'm going to pull it up. Big League Drew donating another $9.99 USD. Thank you very much, Big League Drew. Dude, you do not have to donate that much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just got home. Give me a minute to make some tea and fire up the computer. I'll join via Discord. You will recognize the username. Sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the exact replay and I want everybody to see it, right? I'm not here to be disingenuous with you or to misrepresent you. Okay. And I resent the idea that I had, and I'm just going to prove it to you, because I don't do this. I just don't do this. Here's the clip that I had to work with. All right. So what you're seeing here is my Adobe Premiere. This is what I use to edit and create content and clips. And I will show you the raw footage, although it's kind of hard to see right now because what you're seeing is effectively a 4K screen being shoved down into, I don't know, roughly 800 pixels. But I can read it here. I have a big giant screen in front of me. So we're going to grab the exact replay video. The video is 2026-01-22-22-1843. So 2026-01-22. So let's look for that 1843. Okay, so here it is. And then this is coming from replay 1843. So we're going to pull up the replay for 1843. Here we go. Give me a moment. Sorry. Where is it? Did I get that right? Hold on. 22, 1843. Let me see. 18. Sorry, just give me a moment. I'm looking for it. It's got to be here somewhere. Ah, right here. No, wait, that's not it. Sorry. Where the fuck is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, so this is the raw footage. Okay, so when I press... Oh, hold on. Let me fix this. Hold on. You don't see it. It should be capture method, Windows 10. Okay, so on the left, this is the raw footage. I just want to let you know, okay, how this works is I press F10 when I see clip-worthy content. It grabs the last 2 minutes. Usually it doesn't grab a full 2 minutes for I don't know what reason. There's some technical reason why it doesn't grab the full 2 minutes. But I press F10 and then boom, I've got a clip. And this is the original clip, no editing, just as is. And what you heard was the edited clip. And so we're just going to play and you're going to see it on the left. Here we go. Let's listen. Wasn't justified. There's no justification for the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, you could go back and look at the episode after Charlie Kirk was killed, and both me and Amanda are not saying, "Oh, that's not such a nice thing that it happened." We're so happy. No, quite the contrary.
It's kind of like watching a shooter get away with it 10 times. They finally
we wanted a real investigation that's transparent, right? Because that's what should happen.
And FYI, after 15 days, the county
put in jail.
After 15 days, the county medical examiner classified Rene Good's death as a homicide.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you guys want. You just that's what's so fascinating about it. It's like out of all the things to care about, you're just like, here, let's just go nitpick over every millisecond.
Can you just answer the question? Do you think there should be an investigation? Do you think there should be an investigation on the killing of Rene Good?
Ooh.
It's a yes or no question.
I'm aware. Yeah, because but
That's a great question.
No, I'm gonna go with no. I think that's no. Every
There you go.
murder, every
So you
every,
don't
every
care.
death.
That's the clip I had. So don't say I took you out of context. I didn't take you out of context. That's the raw footage. That's what I had to work with. So I edited that down into a minute and condensed it. Don't say that I took you out of context. The moment happens, I'm like, that's a wild thing to say. I press F10. That's how it fucking works. Don't ever accuse me of saying that I'm taking you out of context. That genuinely upsets me because I'm not a fucking liar. I don't like being called a liar. I will rub it in your face. This is where really, it genuinely upsets me. Don't call me a liar. I'm not a liar. Okay? I pulled up exactly. Joe, that's the raw footage. Do you understand? If I press F10, it just records the last 2 minutes. If you said something after that I didn't grab, then fine. But I didn't sit there and try to take you out of context. I saw you say something crazy and I pressed F10. That's what happened. I'm not sitting there deliberately being disingenuous with you. I'm saying that's what the footage that I had to work with. And Joe, seriously, I'm not going to tolerate you calling me a liar. I'm not a liar. All right, done. We're done. Goodbye, Joe. We're never talking again. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. I'm not going to do it. I don't know what to, I cannot believe that I have to get so emotional with you over this. I'm telling you that I didn't do this in any level of malice, and you're calling me a fucking liar. We're done. Fuck you. Goodbye, Joe. We're not doing it. We're done, Joe. This is the last time we're talking.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Hold on. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. We're not doing it. AWOL says, whoa, really? Yeah, absolutely. Don't call me a liar. I'm not a liar. Do not call me a liar. I will tell you, I'm telling you exactly what the process is. I'm explaining very clearly, hey, this is how I do it. This is what happened. Okay. I'm not deliberately taking him out of context to fuck him over. That's not what I'm doing. Okay, I don't appreciate being treated as if that I'm being a liar when I'm showing you, hey, here's my raw footage. I gave you the evidence to show, hey, check it out. I'm not taking him out of context. This is the raw footage that I had to work with. I'm not going to be talked to as if I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. I'm sorry to be in such a bad mood with that, but let's see if we can reset. That was actually genuinely upsetting. Holy crap. I'm sorry.
And it is, man.
So
Especially
AWOL says, so that's your lie
like
in the sand. Do not call me a liar. For that, the rest of the chat, we're aware of the rules. So what is okay to call you? I said over and over, I was willing to acknowledge, like, okay, maybe it seems like that I took him out of context to him. Great. Fabulous. I will show him the raw footage because I never took him out of context. That is not what I do. I don't do this. I will edit out ums and uhs and irrelevant topics, but I will not accept being called a liar. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, First Amenders, Bumpy.
Hey, Bumpy. What you want to talk about?
Daniel on the line?
Daniel, if you want to talk to Daniel, you have to get on the Discord.
I just want to say hi. All I'm doing is saying hi. I don't want to ignore the guy. If he's there, I just want to say hi.
Yes, he is here.
Okay, just saying hi. Listen, man, I just got off of work. It sounds like I walked into quite a hornet's nest. So I'm actually calling to just reset. Let's change the tone. Let's get back into a positive vibe, you know?
Yeah. What would you like to talk about?
I watched the entirety of your debate last night.
What did you think?
I thought that you may have won the battle but lost the war. Not in the sense of abortion, but in the sense that, and I'm just going to tell you blunt, I don't think you came across very likable, which is probably not your intent, but just for the sake of the channel, as someone who supports the channel, so I wanted to run some stuff by you.
Okay, sure.
You come across very intelligent. You make very salient points. You communicate effectively. What are your who are your inspirations when you debate?
Inspirations?
Yeah, I'm guessing that you've been exposed to other. I mean, are you a fan of William Buckley? Are you a fan of James Baldwin? Who have you seen debate and that kind of like, you were like, man, I really like that. I want to try to emulate that. Or that just doesn't exist with you?
I mean, I've just found that I just enjoyed debating with people. I just enjoyed doing that. Several years ago, I was a fan of Destiny. I liked Destiny and the way that he spoke. I don't really watch him anymore though.
I think that's true for a lot of people.
I look at people that are very good debaters. Christopher Hitchens was a fabulous debater. I thought he was a very good, very intelligent debater. I think I read one of his books. I thought he was extremely intelligent, and I enjoyed his arguments. Who else do I really, honestly, believe it or not, I used to love Jordan Peterson. I used to love him.
Nope.
I was a big Jordan Peterson fan until he went off the rails, and I stopped being a libertarian.
Yeah, I as well was a big Peterson fan.
I'm trying to think what else. Ooh, you know what? Professor Dave Explains. I could never shake that off. I love Professor Dave Explains. Professor Dave is amazing. Do you know him?
I'll look into that. I'm ignorant of Professor Dave.
Yeah, he's got like millions of subscribers. I mean, the guy's huge. He got big by debunking flat earth content, but he debunks anti-vax content. He's a science communicator. He debunks pseudoscience and harmful science, and gives his take as a scientist himself.
Okay. Well, I was really curious, having watched that debate, if I can draw some parallels without coming across accusatory or as if I'm trying to, I don't know, defame you in any way like that. But it does feel like 2 days in a row, you've gotten really hot.
Yeah, I got upset. It's fair. I think it's like when I have like this hour-long conversation, and what I'm trying to do is try to like be reasonable with people. And it's like, anytime I try to have the reasonable, like what I end up with is somebody who just argues something extremely unreasonable, or it's basically completely, I can't justify it in any way, shape or form. And in the case
their
of
position or their approach, their position or their approach, what can
their
you not
position,
justify?
I mean, it's difficult for me to swallow.
Okay.
I just went over an hour, right? Regarding the Alex Peretti situation in JoePio, where I say, that his death was not justified. And when I had that conversation with JoePio, I asked him, okay, well, what is your justification? And so he would bring up a topic as to why it was justified. And then I would say, okay, well, that doesn't make sense because X, Y, Z. So what would be do you have another justification? And he just kind of stayed on the same topic. And it's like, when I'm sitting here and I'm having to talk about somebody who's dead because of, just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I just have a really, really hard time trying to swallow that, I guess.
I can understand your position. It's hard to accept that some people will just be unreasonable. And this isn't me making a moral argument on the Joe, on the Peretti situation, but just across any situation. There will always be unreasonable people that come up with unreasonable positions. But yeah,
but it's like, okay, hold on. Like, what's an unreasonable position? Donald Trump is a good guy. I think that's pretty unreasonable, but it's like we can have a conversation. Right? We don't have to yell at each other. It's like it couldn't be any clearer, right? Just about any legal scholar would tell you that the Alex Peretti situation, it's really not justified. Despite how many people say it is, legally speaking, it's just not. There is no justification for Alex Peretti's death. I understand maybe some people want to get foreigners out of their country and that they support ICE and what ICE is doing, but we need to be able to call out what is wrong in this world.
I agree with you, but I think someone can explain to you why it could be justified. Even if it never is, even if it never reaches the threshold of actually justifying it, someone could tell you why it's justified to them. And if it is as unreasonable as you may feel it is, then just leave it at its merit. Let them sit in it.
Yeah, I know.
But
I try. It's just hard
like
sometimes. I'm a human being, and it's just, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect.
You're doing your best out there. And listen, I disagree with you on a lot of things, but I do appreciate what you do. And just for you having the moxie of going out there and doing what you're doing, I'd like to see you succeed. At least be as successful as you can be.
I do. I mean, I got to work on my rhetoric, I guess. Like, I have to be calmer about these things.
Now, I do want to congratulate you on some things. I'll be honest. The first discussion I ever had with you, I felt it was contentious. I felt you spoke over me a little bit, but it wasn't in bad intent. I didn't feel personally attacked or anything. It was just a conversation that got heated. But then I noticed you did absolutely put in the effort to have a different tone. I'm not going to qualify it as better or anything, but I will say it was different. It was a lot more open. It was a lot more welcoming. And I felt like, wow, this is a really positive direction to be moving in, because I think it increases discussion. And I think it invites more people to call in. And then the last two debates, I'm like, wow, they're really getting to him. He's doing his best to fight the frustration. You can see it, but you can see this man is up to the gills in it.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to work on it.
Well, you're doing it. You absolutely are doing it.
Appreciate it. Glad you noticed.
Yeah, no, I think anybody who fairly pays attention couldn't argue that point. You're definitely putting in the effort. And I think it's showing, the channel's growing or whatnot.
Yeah. I think it'll get to a point. I think we could actually get it to where it's like big. I believe that wholeheartedly. Like,
I think that you having the courage to talk about anything really opens a lot of doors for you. I think that the only thing that kind of limits you is you need other people to call in. So you don't need it, but for the sake of the channel, it's more entertaining for others, and a lot more people can relate to other points of view than just your own.
Yeah.
So the more welcoming you can be to adverse opinions, the more people will feel that they are represented.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. It's a good point.
You had that gentleman at the end of the debate yesterday that kept doing super chats, and then he wanted to be able to get in with you, but it was a late night for you. You weren't able. Did that guy ever hear from that guy again?
Yeah, so he actually just donated today, and he said that he was going to make some tea and that he would be right back. So we will be, yeah.
Okay.
We will be talking with him likely.
Okay, I look forward to it. All right, brother. I'm driving home from work. I still got a long drive ahead of me. I'm sure there's other callers that want to call in and speak their mind. I hope you took everything I said in a positive light. I never want to come down on you. I'd love nothing more than for you to succeed, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good night.
Bye-bye. It says here, why don't you use StreamYard so people can call in through YouTube? I do use StreamYard. I didn't know that there's like a calling function on this.
Is it possible for YouTube? That's news to me. I never heard about that.
Me neither.
That is interesting.
All right. I'm going to share this for everybody just for fun. I'm going to share a DM that I just received from JoePio. It's on my Discord. So I'm going to share that real quick. Just give me a second. Don't normally like to share DMs, but I figured, you know what? Why don't we just address it? Because I just genuinely, like, I find this to be extremely upsetting. And I just want to make sure that other people are aware that please don't do this. If you plan on having a conversation with me, number one, I pride myself in being highly honest with people. If I'm telling you something, I am telling you out of the bottom of my heart. I really am. And I guess it's like if somebody doesn't know me and says that I'm a liar, then that's fine, right? I get it. But I literally showed him, hey, this is the clip I had. Okay. And his response here is, what a coward. Literally just asked you why you cut my answer and you spazzed out saying that I accused you of clipping me out of context, lost your mind, LOL. All right. So here's my response. Fuck you.
That's a very good response. Holy shit.
Yeah, here we go. Hold on. I'm not, we gotta do the whole response. Fuck you. I went out of my way to show to you that was the raw clip that I had, rather than accept that is what genuinely happened and that I was not actually interested in taking you out of context. I had a specific clip. It was a wild clip. I made the clip. This does not mean that I was lying to you. You said I lied to you. I do not lie. So fuck you. We will never be speaking again. Go eat a dick. And block.
You really refined the fuck you.
Of course.
A really refined fuck you.
Yeah, a really refined fuck you.
You also told him why it might have, like, you told him like I hit F10 at that point, and that was the footage I had. So I'm pretty sure you did actually tell him exactly why that would have clipped like that.
Exactly. Like, I was not interested in taking him out of context. Maybe he said something after that would lay it into it more justification. Again, these are live shows. And rather than me having to go through roughly 5 hours of footage, I've set up the automated clipping. So where I press F10, I get the last 2 minutes, and I'm not reviewing, 4 hours of footage. I'm reviewing only 7 clips, which are roughly a minute to 2 minutes each. Donald Max says, okay, bye. Unsubbed. That was weak as hell. Okay, go do that. That's fine. I don't care. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Let's take a look here. What am I doing in this game? I think I have to go to the ruins of Gerhardt Manor. That's what I need to do.
This is the remade one, right?
This is the Unity version. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, Unity. Yeah. I mean, it looks
pretty good.
Dude, I mean, looks kind of like when how it looked back in the day
Can we just say it looks
on the
fucking
CRT
awesome?
monitor. No, it looks good. It looks.
This
good.
looks
It
fucking
good.
awesome.
I like it.
This game
It does.
looks
It
so
does.
cool. Big League
like,
says,
this is the
walk me
OG
through
of,
finding
like,
you on
games.
Discord. Okay, it's pretty simple. So basically when you open up Discord, when you open up Discord, you want to hit the little plus arrow to join a server. The server is discord.gg/FIRST amender. You're going to type that. Once you type that, you're going to see a bunch of chats on the left. You will be able to then scroll down to where you see a voice chat called Recording Live. You will see me, Cappacraft, Daniel Hume, Daiquiri Man, and Toto here. Okay, so we need to go to what? Gerhardt Manor. Ruins of Gerhardt Manor. All right, here we go. Driller, I'm on annoyance mode now. Chris Armand says, who would you say you ever lost a debate to? Yeah, I lost to what was his name? Shit. I'm trying to remember his name. Sorry, give me a second. Jovan Bradley. Yeah, I think I think I did really poorly arguing in favor of capitalism. I just think I did poorly in that debate. So there's an example of a debate I lost.
What was he arguing for?
He was arguing for socialism. Yeah, he was a socialist.
Oh, well, I mean, it's obviously you lost that one.
Hello?
For me.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Is that
Hello,
Big League?
Drew.
Hey,
Yes.
Big League, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
All right, let's have a conversation. What would you like to talk about? I appreciate, by the way, your support. Oh, hold on. Let me, hold on. I got to reject that call. Apologies. I have to put it on Do Not Disturb for just a moment. All right. Let's see. Sorry, I just ended up the Bumpy. Let's see. All right, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I was hoping to join when that other guy was still on here that was raging out. That would have been pretty funny. I think I would like to talk about RuneScape being the best MMORPG ever made.
Really? It's a pretty good
That's
one.
bullshit.
Why do you think that's bullshit? Why do you think that's bullshit?
I'm going to fight you in a pit of lava if you're saying that.
Okay, well, what game would you?
There's nothing better than Diablo 2, so everybody can shut
Oh,
the fuck up.
seriously?
Suck it.
Diablo 2?
Everybody
Is that really an
shut
MMO?
The fuck up, suck it.
Is that really an MMO? Like,
It's
It is.
sort of. It's actually a dungeon crawler. I don't know if I would really
It's not
consider
really-
it
yeah,
an
it's
MMO,
not really
because
like
you're
a-
limited.
yeah.
You're limited to a group of like 4 or
yeah, it's
whatever.
like session based. Like, it's not really like an
Yeah,
MMO,
yeah.
really.
I mean, I never played it. I never played RuneScape.
What? Okay, so
Well,
how
what's
do you
your
even
problem?
know? So how do you
I
know?
was joking. No, I wasn't.
Oh,
being
I wasn't.
serious
I
about
wasn't. I am being serious about it.
it. I never played RuneScape. I know there's a lot of time that you have to invest in the game.
Bro,
I mean, I was big
dude,
on
that
MMOs.
game does
I
not
played,
respect your time. It does not
yeah.
respect your time.
Well,
that game
I
takes your
think,
time and chews it up and spits it the fuck out and says, give me more. It's fucking wild. It is
I think
wild.
The newest version of it is a little bit faster paced because you can get a lot of bonuses like XP bonus and stuff. But a lot of MMOs don't respect your time. It's all about skill grinding.
Dude, I played Guild Wars. Guild Wars
Yep.
1.
I had Guild Wars
Dude,
2.
Oh my god. Guild Wars 2 is shit. No, Guild Wars 1 was
Oh.
like the OG.
Yeah, I never played Guild Wars 1. I did Guild Wars 2 for a little while. I did WoW for a little while. RuneScape probably the longest. I don't really play a lot of MMOs anymore though.
So what if I told
Yeah,
you
I
in
mean, it's a lot of-
in RuneScape 3, I had gotten all 99s after Invention. There was another skill that came out
Oh,
shortly
is this
after.
this guy's is this Zezima right here? or
No,
what?
no, but I did get all 99s, and it was, man, that took a while. That's like a 15-year-old account. That account is still there. I just haven't logged back in because I just have never gotten the desire to play after that. I was just like, all right, well,
My
I'm
oldest
done.
account has a Sith on it from the Halloween drop back when they used to do this is on like old RuneScape.
It has
like
what?
early 2000s. Oh, a Sith? A Scythe?
A scythe?
Sith? Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
I actually started playing right before the bunny ears drop, way back when it was like 2001, 2002, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I'm just old.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm 36, so you know.
Actually,
definitely-
I'm
we're
probably
the-
older.
we're actually the same age.
Oh, are we? Okay, Daniel's even older. He's
Yeah,
in
I'm
his.
older.
You're in your 40s, right, Daniel?
I'm 45. Yes.
45. Look at that. How about that? Bro was
So,
playing.
I
Bro
mean,
was playing muds, dude. Dude was
that's
mudding
really
out,
old.
bro.
dude, first game I ever played, it was called Tarzan, and it was like on Commodore 64 or something.
Sick. That's actually
And the only
awesome.
thing you had to do, you had to jump, grab a rope, and like travel between like a chasm, you know, from like one side to the other. It was like really fucking hard because you had to have the timing and everything. That's when I said, dude, I love this shit. I love games, and I haven't stopped playing ever since.
All right, let me hit you with this one. Best FPS Counter-Strike.
Best FPS, Quake 2.
That's not
All right,
Doom.
that's at least a fair position.
That's not Doom.
No one cares about Doom,
I like
dude.
Quake 2
What
more
Doom?
than-
The original Doom?
I like Doom.
Oh my god.
No, the original
Killing
Doom was
me.
kind of
Incredible.
Wolfenstein is also like really good if you want to go like real OGs.
That's true. That's
Just
true.
go Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
I have
Wolfenstein,
that.
Even the new
Solid.
ones.
I
are
have
very
Best
it.
good.
game of all
I
time.
have it on my Steam. Steam re-released
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, same. They're
pretty cool.
really good.
They
Like,
couldn't.
all the Wolfenstein,
Yeah,
they're
but they can
amazing.
never release that game now because it has all the Nazi in it with the swastika. and
Well,
everything.
that's true. Yeah.
It'd be too offensive for all the softies.
I mean, I wouldn't really care if there's like Nazi symbols. Like it would just cool. I could beat up Nazis.
But big developers do because they have to get funding, and it's just like you just don't. They don't do that anymore. Even like in Counter Strike, they added the female players and stuff. It's very there's a definite shift from older games to modern games. Now, that doesn't mean there's a problem
I don't
with
have any
female
issue with-
characters. It's just that they make an
Okay.
effort to try and make it more woke than it used to be because it used to just be like mass terrorists or whatever. They were like kind of genderless, and then
I'm
they
here
make
for
it
that.
about gender.
I'm here for that inclusivity.
I don't know. Take some of the realism out of it, dude. If I'm being honest with you, and I think it's
The realism of
weird when
Wolfenstein.
no,
In
well,
modern
this
Call
would
of
be like this
Duty
would be like
games
this would
as
be like
well?
call yeah. Well, I'm talking
Why
about
not just like play like
I'm
Arma
talking,
or
like,
something? Like,
but specifically with the Counter Strike, it was never that way. So they're physically changing the game to try and make it more woke to like fit with like the PC culture of the time instead of just being, hey, this is our game. And it has been around for like 30 years. Like, we're not going to change it. Like, it seems silly to try and change it to make people happy when those people don't barely even play the game to begin with. You know what I mean? This is like was it that Sarkeesian lady, Anita Sarkeesian, where she tried to feminize all the games. You guys remember that saga?
Yeah.
This is like late 2010s, mid 2010s, or something like that.
can I say it
So it's
probably
like
a
when
very
Sargon
can I
started
say like
coming
as a
up.
very unpopular opinion? I actually don't.
I think you have a lot of unpopular opinions, if I'm
I
being
know.
honest.
It's probably true. I honestly believe that that Anita Sarkeesian has a point in some aspects. Like
Like what?
I think like the overrepresentation of like men and women and the way that they over sexualize women, I think is very. I think that there's something to that. That makes sense.
Sex sells, baby. Let me ask you this.
I understand
Do you
that. I'm
do you-
just saying like it's sexist. Like I don't.
but
It's not.
do
It's not
women-
a positive thing. That's a thing.
But
you
they're
know?
if the game is made to their demographic and the audience, so then they're making it for those people. If you don't want to play the game, you don't have to play the game. Realistically speaking, or statistically speaking, women don't play games like Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. Now, that doesn't mean all my sisters used to play WoW with me, dude. You know
I
what
mean, isn't it the
But
case that like generally
they're usually
if-
playing like Candy Crush and stuff.
but people aren't going to play like I feel like if there's a game that's like over sexualizing like women, then women likely would not be playing that game, right? Like
No, because
it's-
even when
it's
they
like
make the changes, they
self-defeating.
still don't. No, because when they make the changes, they still don't play it because they're just not really interested in playing the first-person shooters, and the ones that were playing it to begin with.
Yeah, the women who are probably interested in playing the first-person shooters are probably not going to dump the game or pick up the game because of the sexualized versus non-sexualized, women in it.
I mean,
But
I don't look at a digital character as a sexual being. I just play the game.
well, like for
Like, I
example,
understand
what if
what
it
you're
was just
saying,
like
but-
I don't know, like it's all like like the entire game. It's like the women are dressed like very modestly, and all the men
Beach volleyball.
are.
What was
and,
that?
and-
What was that beach volleyball game with the jiggle physics back?
Yeah,
in the day? Is
and
that
then
what
all
you're
the-
talking about?
I mean,
That's
no,
made
no,
for a
no,
very
hold on.
specific market, though. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then like I'm saying like they're dressed modestly. The women are dressed modestly, not the other way around. If the women are dressed super modestly and the men are like dressed in like, I don't know, like
men aren't,
like it's
though.
all
That's
like
the
it's
thing.
all like spandex and like barely
They
like
are.
like
They
just like
are.
a thong.
They are.
It's like, would
Look
you
at all of them.
like,
Look at all the male
would you
figures
be
in
like,
video
oh
games.
yeah,
They're
I
like-
love that game? Like, would you like?
They are though. Look at all the male figures in these video games. They're like rippling with muscles, like they're roided out. Like it's not realistic at all. They're over sexualized as well, but no one really seems to have a problem with that. And again, I don't look at them as sexual being. And like all the superhero games are all wearing spandex. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's
Yeah.
games like Rust
I
where you
guess
can
it's
walk
like-
around naked and see a ding dong if you want. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
get-
care. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I'm a human.
I see what you're saying, and at the same time, I go, you know, well, if it's like overwhelmingly over sexualizing women, you know, it's obviously not very accommodating to that. And so
But
I'm
consistent.
perfectly
But
okay for it to be
that's
just
not
like
their, that's not their
equal, I guess.
demographic. If someone wanted to make a game and they want to do that, that's totally fine. What I'm talking about is changing games that have already been made to try and suit a demographic that doesn't even play their game to begin with, right? That'd be like saying you're gonna like tone down Hustler magazine because people get offended by it. Those people aren't buying the magazine to begin with, right? And I'll tell you something else
I
too.
mean, I
Like
get
when,
what
when
you're
I go to
saying,
Germany, when I go to Germany,
I'm
I
perfectly
think
okay
this-
with it being equal, I guess.
well, I think this is maybe more of an American thing too, because like in Germany, they have nudie mags at the gas station with titties out and everything. They're not covered; they're just out on display. And I think this is like maybe a little American prudism, but I do agree there is an overabundance of sex, and I would even say it's like even in TV and stuff that it's like gratuitous and it's like it's not really to the plot and it's more like softcore porn. But like if you're talking about a character in a video game, like I don't really care, and it's like kind of like the ongoing joke is that when you get the high level armor, there's almost no clothes on your character, whether it's a male or female for some reason, right? And it's like it's a fantasy video game, you know what I mean? And when people play fantasy video games, they don't want some fat blob because that's more realistic and like it doesn't offend women.
But I mean, what game are you playing where the character's a fat blob?
Well, it's not an actual game. This is more of just like a hypothetical example to
Okay.
exaggerate.
I mean,
the
like there
point.
isn't a single game where like I'm not aware of a game where there's just
Well,
like
there
like
there
you're
are
playing
examples.
like
There are
like a fat
examples.
queer or whatever.
Well, it's not necessarily a fat queer, but there are games where they have changed the characters to make them like more ugly, and because they thought it was less offensive to women. But again, like I said, women aren't even playing the games in the first
I mean,
place, right?
who cares if they look more realistic? Like, why does that bother? Like, I'm okay with that.
Because I think if someone wants to make a game,
Like, I don't need
and
everybody
I think,
to like look like it, like they're
No.
in like an
what
anime or
I'm
something,
saying,
or like a
what I'm
animated
saying
game or
is
something.
that people shouldn't have to like change their game because of PC culture. If they want to make a game however they want to make it, I think they should just be able to make it the way that they want. And I think changing the way that you would want to do something because you think that other people might view it in a certain way, I think that shows like little like more like mental fortitude.
What,
Right, it's like-
what's
Can
the
I-
market
can I-
motivation to do this? Actually, that's my question. Is what's the market
To do what?
What's the market motivation
To appeal to more
not have women?
audiences, a
Wait,
broader
but
audience.
Well,
wait,
in most
but-
cases, it actually decreases
if
their
your
revenue.
audience specifically likes the game because it has sex, you are cutting into your profit margin, and unless you had more people picking up
Yeah,
the
I mean,
game,
I think if you're playing a sexual game, then sure, that would cut into your profit margin. But if like the premise of the
Well,
game is not sexuality,
Okay,
then-
wait.
I think
I'm sorry.
we're
Let me-
speaking of a
let me-
hypothetical game that doesn't
I-
actually exist. So these are kind of more generalized points and not specific to one
I
video game.
I
just to be clear.
insist. I want to butt in here because you got done saying a little bit ago that sex sells, so it's natural that people should try to make the characters in the game sexy because that
No, I
appeals
didn't
to a broader
I didn't
audience.
say.
And
no,
then
no, no.
when
That's
it's
not-
when
that's
it's
not what I
appealing to
said.
another broader
That's not what I
audience,
said. That's not what I
you-
said. That's not what I said.
You literally said sex sells. I remember you saying that.
I said sex sells, but I didn't say that they do that to make it to appeal to a broader audience. And sex does sell. I mean, that's a basic marketing technique, right? Do you agree
Yeah,
that? Do you agree with that or no?
I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
no,
so.
I'm
but,
just
like,
I'm
I
just
mean, if you're
saying
talking
that,
about a
like-
very broad audience, to get
do
for
you
a
mean
lot of people to
broad
buy.
I'm just saying I don't see the point of changing a game like
Remember-
Counter-Strike where the characters were all men
Like
and they were all the same. They're literally just 5 terrorists and 5 whatever, and then they have to add in like skins to just have a girl in there. And then you have like this like really weak feminine voice in there, and
Okay.
just like I don't know, it's really weird
Why,
to change the
why
game.
does it
to
matter
try
if
and
there's
make
a
it more politically
woman?
correct.
Why does it matter if there's a woman in Counter-Strike?
Why did it matter when there? Why did it matter when there wasn't? What I'm saying is that they're changing the game.
They were just like,
to
hey,
make
here's
it
a
more
girl
politically
model. Some
correct.
people want to have a girl model. Who cares?
Sex appeals to like.
Do you know that it's
pretty
usually
variety.
men playing the female models, and this is actually pretty prevalent
Yeah,
in
well,
MMOs
men
too,
in
because
general
they don't
are
like.
playing Counter-Strike. Like, who cares?
That's my point exactly.
fun.
So that's kind of counter to your point, though, right?
No, but it's fun. It's fun to play
Can I ask a question?
to have
Yeah,
different models.
Are you taking a moral stance against sexualizing women in video games?
No, I'm saying I don't agree with people changing a product that's already been developed to make it more politically correct because the perceived culture is going that way. Because I don't really think the actual culture is going more woke or that way, and it's obviously less prevalent now. But there was a certain point when things were like way over the top, and it was like in your face where they're trying to clearly push something like a certain viewpoint, and I just don't think that's necessary. Now, if someone made a game from the beginning in a certain way, I have no problem with how they're doing it. But what I'm saying is when something's already developed and they try and change it way after the fact to try and like appease some mobs that don't even play the game, that's ridiculous.
Well, no, actually, my question was geared towards the streamer, First Amender. I'm asking you if you have like a moral opposition to sexualizing women in video games.
No, I mean, like if a game wants to
That's
do
what
that, they
you're,
can
like,
do that.
countering him with, right? That like somehow it's wrong to.
Well, I think it's like if people want to appeal to a broader audience by not over sexualizing women and they're interested in gathering as many people as possible, then I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. There's no issue with that. But if you're playing a game like, I don't know, like what is that? Yeah, the one titty game with the volleyball. What was the name of that game? I'm trying to. Do you know what I'm talking about? Devil May Cry? No, I don't know.
I never played Devil May Cry.
Like Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive? Yeah, Dead or Alive. Like
the beach volleyball. That's what I was talking about earlier, dude.
In that instance, it's like sex sells, and it's like okay.
But that was made to be that way, and they didn't change it, and so that's what I'm saying.
I'm not against that. I guess
what I'm saying, just as a hypothetical example, of a game like Dead or Alive beach volleyball cave to a woke mob from people that don't even play the game to change it and like take out the jiggle physics and stuff. This didn't actually happen. I'm just saying as a hypothetical. I'm just saying I would advocate against them changing the game just because someone didn't like it.
Yeah, sure. That would be over the line. Like if people
did happen though. Like this has been a moral campaign since the 90s.
In Dead or Alive?
Yeah. No, just in general.
In all of our media sources, this has been a campaign.
Well,
I'm still confused by
this. What's wrong with that?
Video games aren't horny enough anymore. Is that what we're doing right now?
No, I think actually what it is that it's actually a basic.
We're live,
human
by the way,
function.
Quinny.
I know.
This is just the way nature is. This is how men are driven towards, and so it's not like a nefarious thing, or it's not even an odd thing. It just happens to be. This is how men are made, and how,
Okay, but that doesn't actually answer my question.
What's your question?
Very specific. Well, I mean, like if you're complaining that video games aren't having jiggle physics in it anymore, it seems to me that you're complaining that video games just aren't horny and attractive anymore.
No, I
nobody
think
was talking about.
I think you're missing my point.
Maybe.
All right, so I mean, if people want to like sexualize their game, there's nothing wrong with that. But also, like, if people want to generalize their game and make it more inclusive, who cares?
What I'm saying is that the games that we're doing that though, we're caving to pressures that don't even play the game to change it, and then no one likes it because the people that wanted the change.
I disagree with that. I think there's a lot of. I think there's probably a lot of woke gamers. There are people that are on the left that are gamers. I mean, you could just look at Reddit, games, for example. There's a shit ton of gamers on Reddit.
Sure, but statistically speaking, what games are they playing, statistically speaking?
I don't know. Baldur's Gate, which does have sexy scenes in it.
I've never played Baldur's Gate. It's not a game that I play. I couldn't speak on it.
Well, I mean, if you're complaining that the woke mob is making video games too tame and sanitary now.
Like, okay, let me reframe the argument. Think of it like people equating
isn't
orcs.
In Baldur's Gate you can like have sex with a bear?
Oh yeah, with a bear. Yes.
This is true. Yeah,
that is crazy. Like you're just allowed to fuck a bear.
It's a good video game.
That's a wild game.
When you say a bear, do you mean like an animal or a hairy gay man?
It's no
So
like an animal.
hairy gay man turns into an animal, and you can have sex with him.
Oh wow!
That's
But
wild.
so let me
That's
reframe this argument because it's not just about
Are you okay? Hold on.
the sexuality of
Quick
character.
question. Are you okay? Are you okay with that? Like there being
okay
a
with what?
game where you can have sex with a bear?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care, but
I think it's pretty base.
let me reframe the argument because it's not just about the sexuality. So there was a time when people like would equate orcs, right, a mythical race of creature, to black people for no reason, and so then they try and take them. So like I think Magic the Gathering did this, right? Wizards on the Coast changed their card because people were equating something with like black people when it had nothing to do with black people. Right.
Okay.
And that's the kind of mentality that I'm talking about. So whether it's sexual or otherwise, that's what I'm talking about. So I don't want to focus on the sexual, like the sexual aspect of that. It was kind of, I just kind of came up because we were talking about games and I just brought up Anita Sarkeesian, which kind of be kind of funny because that's kind of
there
like
was
an old
that
topic.
one movie that like had orcs like as a fantasy race that was specifically telling a story about orcs being discriminated against. So I mean, like maybe shortly after that movie came out, there was some conversation about it.
Yeah, but okay, because a mythical species is discriminated against. Are you talking about the movie where they had like the mythical beings with the cops and stuff? Yeah, yeah. I mean, so you could draw parallels, but there was black people in that movie. An orc is not a black person. They're not representative of a black person.
Or like a good
because you
or a good way of telling that story. Like I'm not saying, but I'm saying that
you could easily make the argument. You could easily make the argument that in World of Warcraft that trolls are a black race and they literally speak with a Jamaican accent and do capoeira, right? And so, but no one thinks of it that way, right?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't played World of Warcraft, but I do think that like this is also sort of a, I don't know. This feels like such a 2016 issue to me. Like the woke liberals are coming for our video game.
I didn't say, like I said, I brought it up because I knew it was an old topic. I wasn't really being serious when I brought it up, but you guys kind of went with it, so like I'll entertain it.
Also, like you
brought I think it was just we were talking about like Anita Sarkeesian, and in my opinion, like I'm actually like I don't dislike Anita Sarkeesian. Like I hated her when she was like, really popular. Like I really just genuinely despised her. I was on 4chan. I was very much against her. But as time has gone on, I've, realized, okay, well, some of the positions she holds actually there's some credence to it. It's not a vapid response. And I think like the vitriolic response that she received in spades is likely undeserved, in my opinion.
I think of most of what she put in her like video series Tropes versus Women, it's like fairly reasonable, if you go back and look at it, because have you watched it? Do you have any specific claims that she makes that you have issue with?
Well, it's been years since I've seen any of her stuff, but like I said, I remember this because this was like when Sargon of Akkad was coming up, and there was a bunch of other stuff. Gamergate was going on, and I'm just saying, I think the position she was advocating for, I would contest because, like I said, I don't think she should try and come in to a space and try and change it all. And this is something that is more characteristic.
She's not trying to come into the space. She was already in this space for like over a decade.
What I'm saying,
and also like it's your main like intellectual mind against and
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say she's an intellectual mind.
Videos. Well, no, but I'm saying it's like your main like cultural individual against Anita Sarkeesian and Sargon of Akkad would like post videos where he misread studies whilst the study was on the screen. Well, like, I don't know if that's
I guess
like
you would have to show me the study so I can see what you're referencing. And it's not that I don't believe you. I mean, I'll believe for the sake of the conversation, but I've seen a lot of his stuff too, and I don't think he misrepresents a lot of stuff that he reads.
Well, no, I mean, like, I'm not saying that he's misrepresenting.
Do you like Sargon of
like,
Akkad?
I'm just saying that.
Like in 2025?
He's just
or 2026, you like Sargon?
He would like have a video. He would have like a study on screen, and he would misread the words in the study while it was on screen.
Okay, well, again, you'd have to show me the study because like we're talking about things that happened like a decade ago, and like, you could make any claim. Like I could say Anita Sarkeesian misrepresented something, and then if I can't prove it, I mean, it is what it is. So,
but so, like I feel
like what I was
saying
saying though, when I'm men statistically play more video games than women, is what I'm saying, and I think women have
I mean,
a
that's
habit
not
of coming.
true,
Women,
though. They play
that
different
is
video games than women, but they don't play
no.
more video games than women.
Well, they do
No,
play more.
I think they
do.
absolutely
That's
play more video games.
that's
So
only if you
they play different
discount
and
things
more.
like mobile games.
But
You know?
Well, that's
if
not
you-
real
if you-
gaming.
if you-
Mobile
if
games
you-
aren't
Yeah,
real.
see, that's the thing.
Oh my
That's,
God.
like,
Well,
like
if you
men
I
only
mean, it
play
is a
more
game, though,
games
right?
than
Like,
women if you, you know,
if you exclude
discount a whole
like
bunch of video games.
like
And even then,
mobile,
it's
like,
like, it's like men
granted,
play,
right?
like,
I definitely
stores.
just FYI, I definitely like regular games a lot more than mobile games. I think like a lot of mobile games they
Yeah.
use
I'm
like
not saying-
microtransactions
Like
a
when you
Yeah,
say
lot,
mobile
sure,
game,
right?
and it's like
the
and it's like,
only
oh, here's this like, oh, spend money and get thing, and you have to wait X period of time. Unless, of
I'm
course,
not
if you
saying that mobile
spend
games aren't
this
good. I'm just saying
amount
they
of money,
do
I don't
count
know.
as
I
a
just
video
like, to me, I'm just like, these are just not good games. They're not good. There's much
because they're
better
not real
games in my
games.
opinion.
But also, like,
But
if
I mean,
remember
but
correctly,
listen,
from
okay, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for other people who are interested in that sort of thing. Fine, who cares? What's the big deal?
but
You know?
I mean, like, just
It's
like
still
from,
people
if
enjoying games, right? Like women do enjoy games.
But this goes back to my original point, is that they were changing games for an audience that doesn't play the game, and then the audience that played the game no longer enjoyed it.
Well, if I may, if I recall correctly, which I think I do, from around the time of like Anita Sarkeesian and Sargon, the like average woman who considered themselves a gamer spent about like 6 hours playing video games a week. The average man who considered himself a gamer spent around 8 hours a week playing video games, and that's like, you know, PC games. You know, not
Yeah, but
mobile games.
what games are they
And
playing?
so, well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I mean, a woman might be playing Stardew Valley, where like your average guy. Might be
I
willing
play
to
Stardew
pause.
Valley, dude. I'm a big
However,
fan of Harvest Moon,
we
Stardew
should-
Valley. I love those games.
We should remember, you know, Anita Sarkeesian was a marketing expert for a video game company.
I don't
like,
think she was a
her
marketing
job-
expert.
that she was. That's
She
literally on her
sucks. She
LinkedIn.
sucks. Yeah, and there
Well,
was a
no,
marketing
because-
there was a
I
marketing
mean-
expert that did the freaking Bud Light campaign too, and it totally tanked. And that they're still a marketing expert.
They
but
made more money
suck.
off of that. But anyway,
From the outrage, and then she got fired, right? So
but they did make money on that, though. So,
well,
but anyways,
they also
Anita
lost. They also
Sarkeesian's
lost a lot of
whole-
share price on it as
Like,
well.
Anita Sarkeesian's whole job was to bring more women into video gaming. That was her job, was to expand the audience. And so, and she was fairly successful. You know, nowadays, significantly more women play video games than when she first started her job. So,
Yeah, but what
it
games are
seems
they
that
playing?
she did a good job. Well,
I mean, I don't know
I
if
don't
that's
know.
actually true or not, but
games like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate.
Currently,
Game of the Year
53%.
before
Well, wait. Well, here's the thing,
before
though. If women aren't playing the games that she's like, you're talking about cell phone games, but she's talking about doesn't sound like she's talking about cell phone games. So it
she's
sounds
not.
like-
She wasn't.
So like that,
Well, no,
that
she
the
wasn't.
games
And I'm
she's
saying,
talking
like, that's
about
not
are the games they don't
were
play,
playing
right?
either.
So then,
I'm saying that like,
What's
I'm
the
saying
point?
that like, her whole job was to do outreach to try to get more women into those other types of video games, which she seems to be successful at. You know, considering that more women now play video games than before, largely thanks to her work. You know, if you
I don't.
have
I
video
think.
games that
Well, let me
don't-
ask you this: could there be other factors that influence more people playing video games than just Anita Sarkeesian?
Sure, yeah.
So I
However,
think
if you're
COVID,
talking
people
about
being
the
stuck in their
specific
house might have
demographic-
increased that as well. So if you're looking at stats now compared to 2016, there's a lot of
Sure,
factors. that
right? But there
contributed
was
to that.
stuff between 2012 and 2020, you know?
I remember
even when
her
we look
being
at that,
like
the female
vehemently
demographic
disliked by the majority of the community.
by a lot of very angry right-wingers who were upset that they were taking, you know, the sexuality of video games.
What's a right winger? I mean, I didn't like her. Am I a right winger?
I like statistically probably are. I can't.
But
say
you also
that's-
just admitted
you
that
have
she
no
was
idea.
taking the sexuality out of it. Like that was her goal. Or wasn't she
No.
tying
Yeah.
morality to it?
Well,
No,
no,
because
I-
she
was-
didn't
was-
advocate for any of the male
if you-
sexuality in
if
video
you
games.
If you actually watch her video series, she doesn't talk about it from an ethical perspective. She talks about it from a marketing perspective and like a video game design perspective and tropes and those sorts of things. Right?
Did she ever
And so
paint
it-
the right wing men as like bad?
I don't think she
or-
really ever discussed right-wing men.
Yeah, and
okay,
there's
maybe
a whole.
in general.
That's not true.
Or
I mean,
I
there,
don't
there
think she
was.
did that
There was
either.
part of
At
an
least
aspect
from
to it.
what I recall, drawing from videos that are 10 years old, most of what she talked about was marketing, right? How to make games more marketable to women.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Really, most of what she talked about, from what I can recall, was how to make video games more marketable to women.
I don't
Most of
think
what I
that
can
was
recall.
it. I think she talked about bad gamer guys and the
I
over sexualization of women in video games.
Yeah,
was
That's what I
was her main
remember.
bring up
stick.
the over
It wasn't about marketing. It wasn't about getting women into video games. Like, and she might have
pull
mentioned
it
that,
up.
but that was like a minor aspect to like
Well, let's
most
pull
of
it
what
up.
she was
The
about.
video
It was
series
about
is
like
still on YouTube.
suppressing a different worldview for the sake of her own.
Was it?
Yeah,
I remember that
that's what I
being
remember.
how
And it
people
was
like
at the
Sargon
beginning
of
of this
Akkad
huge
marketed
woke
it.
bubble that took over the world and like made everyone afraid to talk normal or say jokes or like back in the day you could be an asshole and you were just automatically assumed that you were an evil person. Now everyone's so scared. Like people are scared to be wrong. Like
What do you mean they're
what
scared?
year
Like,
is
there's
that?
a lot of assholes.
people-
we
Well,
literally
they're
had an
absolute-
asshole earlier in the show. So
People
Well,
get
let me
exposed
ask
by
you.
people's
I mean,
flagrantly
it's
being
dangerous to be an
hyper-
asshole. It's dangerous to be an asshole at work. Like there's wrong speak now,
Playlist.
and you can
No,
accidentally.
but it's not about wrong speak. Like asshole is by definition something that's not preferable, right?
Tropes
So it's
versus
like
video games.
you're not
No,
just saying
actually,
like people are
I-
like not allowed to say
Dennis
certain
Leary
things.
had a song. Dennis Leary had a song called "I'm an Asshole," and it was a very popular song because back in the day, it actually was a funny aspect, like it was a funny.
I mean,
trope
you could
So
probably
necessarily
like have
bad
that have that song like if it never existed and it came out now, it'd be fine. There wouldn't be an issue.
So
If
just to
anything,
go
I would push back in saying that really it has not become more PC. If anything, it's gotten way less PC. So much so where we're starting to see a resurgence in racism in the United States.
Oh no! I'm saying the bubble broke, thank God. But we were under like this woke.
Yeah.
So you would rather be in a hold on. You would rather be in a
Yes,
racist
yes.
society than a not
Oh,
racist society?
What's a racist society?
The fact that people
honest-
think that minorities are inferior to them?
Let me ask you this:
I think
Was
it's
it
fine
ra-
if
wait,
they
hold on,
think
was it
that, but you just
racist-
can't mistreat people.
Was it racist for Harvard?
I'm saying, like, would you live?
Harvard
Would you like to
professor write
live
an
in
article
a
saying,
place?
Let's abolish the white race. Is that racist?
I don't really want to live in Idaho.
Yes.
I don't want to live.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
allowed during the woke bubble. Was a lot of racism against white people, specifically white males in general. So this
Specifically
dichotomy
against
you set
white
up right
males in
now-
general?
Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
you
but I'm
set up like a
asking.
false-
So I'm
you
at
set up a false
what
narrative.
I asked
Now it's
earlier.
level. Now we're all allowed
All
to be
right,
assholes to each other.
hey, Jesse, this isn't
yo.
your show. For starters,
Based.
we can have a conversation, but you are not going to commandeer this. I will just ban you. We'll never talk again.
You're
I want you.
saying
I want you to be. I want you to be reasonable here. I'm
I
asking
think she's
you.
reasonable.
I'm asking you very simply that would you prefer to live in a more racist society as opposed to a less racist society?
Yeah, but the problem is that I don't believe in your version of what you think is racist.
Yeah, I'd have to
Okay.
agree with her on that.
All right, so
Like in the 90s, we were
it's a
very
pretty-
unracist.
it's a pretty general question what I'm asking. I'm saying I have two societies. Society A, more racist, more flagrantly racist overall, and the society B, which is less racist overall.
I
What
add something
society
here real quick
would you
before everyone
rather?
jumps in?
I'm hold on. This is first of all, I would like to have a back and forth, just one-on-one for just a second. Would you rather live in a more racist society or a less racist society?
Real fast, is it racist society based on my understanding of racist society? If that's so, then
What
of
is
course
y-
I want to live.
What
I
is
wanna
your
live-
what is your understanding of a racist society?
A racist society would be where people aren't the government doesn't aid in being prejudiced against a certain race, I guess. I mean, here's the problem with
Hold
with,
on.
like,
That would be a
I would
less
love-
racist
okay.
society.
Okay, actually, just to break it down, like, so you understand my heart, is if, like, I could have, like, a magic wand and take all the hate, actual hate from every heart, and no one was racist or mean to each other, I would totally go for that. The
Right,
problem is we live
great.
in reality, and we have troubling human natures. And so you're never going to have, like, this utopia that you guys keep trying to get. But as long as I understand
mean,
harm.
I understand
reduction,
it's
but
not.
my point is in the 90s. If I could just finish my point, in the 90s we were not racist. It was not allowed to be racist, but you could be an asshole. You could be wrong. You could be kind of misogynistic. And like just because like Uncle Jerry was kind of a misogynist, they didn't think he was a Nazi or he was evil because he was wrong. Like I'm trying to express, there was a freedom to be human in the 90s that there just isn't now. And so a lot of people can't think properly because they're so afraid of being wrong because there's such a heavy weight to it. Automatically, you're a Nazi now.
All right. Hold on.
People were
You're
extremely
putting it
racist
up.
in the
Hold on.
90s too.
Please. I just want one at a time, please.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I agree with you. It's not possible to get rid of racism. Racism will always exist. But at the same time, you seem to agree that if you could wave a magic wand and you could get rid of all the hate and racism, you'd be perfectly okay with that. Am I
Yeah,
characterizing you
that's
correctly here?
yes. Also against hate against white
All right.
people as well.
So if that's the case, if that's the case, then we probably ought to strive in the direction of a non-racist policies.
But the issue we would have is how we get there.
Is
where you
affirmative
wanna-
action a
you
racist
wanna be-
policy?
Hold on,
No.
you want to be a totalitarian about it. You want to force people to be nice. Whereas I think it's better to teach them, to appeal to them and teach them why they want to be nice. Like you want to be like a dictator about it, and I want to.
Hold on.
show
I
people
didn't say
why it's
anything
better.
about any policy that I argue. What do you think my policy is regarding racism?
Well,
Racism bad?
I'm assuming when you say that we want to strive towards a non-racist society, you're wanting to implement the government and maybe like social structures. You want to shame people for wrong think, have coordinated
right.
effort to suppress.
Tag me in, Jesse.
I
Tag me in.
Okay, tag you in.
don't. I don't.
Are you sure?
What I would say is, one, affirmative action is a racist policy.
It's
I
not.
think it's had detrimental effect on the people it's
It
supposed
does
to
not.
help. I think often the path to hell is paved with good intentions, and there's a strong argument that pre-1960 was far more racist than now, and the black community as a whole, just to speak to that, was doing far better as a group than they are now. When after all of these anti-racism policies or policies that have been enacted to try and combat
So-
this have been put
So
in
would you get
place.
rid of?
And I think that's
So let me ask you this: would you get rid of the Civil Rights Act?
Yes, probably, because I believe in a free market. So I mean,
What does
look,
the
so
Civil
what I-
Rights?
what-
What do you
what I-
think the
hold on.
Civil Rights Act does exactly?
Well, one, I just want to say some things real quick. One,
No.
I'm a free-
This is not a platform for you to say whatever you want, right? This is I want a back and forth.
Well, I'm trying to explain
what
my
is
framing
it that
to
you think? What is it that you think that the Civil Rights Act does?
Well, I think it did a lot of things, but I think for a lot.
Yes, I agree. It did.
Yeah, but I think people are allowed to. If you have a private business, I think people can do what they want with that business, and if you don't like it, you don't go there. And I think the market
Tell you
will
what,
sort.
I've done this. I've done this.
Yeah, I bet you have
multiple times for people where we've gone over specifically the Civil Rights Act of 1965, right? We can go over each one, and I'm curious as to like which one you disagree with. Hold on.
Well, it's not just you're picking one specific thing. What I'm saying is
I'm bringing up like, okay, the Civil Rights Act of 1965 got passed, right? I don't think it's reasonable to be against the Civil Rights Act. And so what I'm trying to understand is
why not?
The Civil Rights Act? Well, because what it does is that it forces businesses and it forces people to treat black people equally. And there's many, I mean, we can go over each specific thing, and I just want to see like, hey,
I think the Civil Rights Act included more groups than just black people. Would you agree that the black community as a whole was doing far better economically, family units and everything, pretty much in all aspects before that was enacted?
No, that's empirically false.
No, it's not. And Thomas Sowell has laid out these arguments very well.
Black
and
people
very
are richer
eloquently.
now than they ever have been. You're just wrong.
And actually the black fathers. It's actually not
so
just the black fathers.
I want to go over specifically what are the okay. So number one, what it did is that it ended legal segregation in public spaces. So restaurants, hotels, theaters, parks, and other public accommodations can no longer refuse service based on race. Would you want to repeal that?
Yeah, like I said, so I generally approach things where we should have as little laws as possible and let the market sort itself out. So like I said, I think if a business was doing that, personally, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't advocate for it, but I think they should have the right to do it. So this kind of, another example of this would be like the bakery in Colorado where the guy didn't want to make the cake for the gay guy. And I think that they're perfectly fine in doing that. They can refuse service to anyone and you can go somewhere else.
You're not answering my question. You're just talking about other things.
So
no,
I think I did answer your
question. Sort of did,
would you
like,
be in
I
favor?
definitely
I just want to be very clear, right? Like, would you want to end legal segregation I'm sorry, would you like to continue legal segregation in public spaces, meaning restaurants, hotels, theaters, and parks, as well as other public accommodations? They separate and even refuse service based on race. That would be acceptable to you?
From like someone's personal business, like I said, I think people should have the choice over their own business, and then the market, you as a free agent, has the choice to not give them business. And I don't think that they would last very long. And again, I think the free market would sort itself out.
Oh, so you're an
we had that.
So,
back in the
all right.
1960s.
What about? Hey, stop! Everybody, stop!
No, you're talking over me.
What
You won't
about?
let me speak,
What about
so
Ben? I let you speak. Stop! Stop acting like a baby.
Don't
Let's
raise your
try
voice
one more
at me.
time.
I've come here in good faith. Don't do this with me, dude.
So the next thing is that they have also, in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, they banned employment discrimination in Title VII. Employers, labor unions, and employment agencies cannot discriminate based on hiring, firing, pay, or promotion. And it also created what is called the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to enforce that you cannot discriminate against somebody simply for their race. Would you be okay with businesses discriminating hiring based on race?
I think they do to this day.
They do with illegal labor, and it actually
I'm asking,
undercuts
do you think it should be
Americans.
legal?
Yeah, again, I just out of principle, like I said, I don't believe in having a bunch of laws, and I think those businesses wouldn't really exist.
Why?
Because I like to remain sovereign, and I don't believe in big government. I'm not a real big supporter of the government in general.
Okay, so you would like just general less. What about traffic laws? Should we allow people to go 80 miles an hour down a neighborhood road?
Yeah, so that's a great question. On a neighborhood road, I mean, maybe. So I guess the real argument, there's places like Germany on the Autobahn. I've driven on the Autobahn where I've gone 300 kilometers an hour and it's completely safe. And so the argument that speed is dangerous is kind of not real. And there's actually some evidence to suggest that having speeds increase would actually be safer than restricting them. And so that's a very nuanced thing.
I'm asking specific. I'm not asking about the Autobahn or some an area that is specifically designed for very high. Stop.
It's a corollary.
Stop.
Big league.
I'm not asking about. I'm not asking about a highway where it is designed to be able to go high speeds.
No, but there's rules there too.
I'm saying a neighborhood road. Should somebody be able to go 80 miles an hour down a neighborhood road? Should they be allowed to do that? That should be legal to you.
So I think if there was no speed limit, people would drive at a speed they feel comfortable driving. And I think that if someone did drive recklessly and they caused damage, that they should be held responsible for that damage that they caused. So if they're driving recklessly,
we basically wouldn't have any laws for safety. So we should also get rid of like traffic lights, right?
No, because it's helping the flow of traffic.
Well, why not? No, hold on. So in India, they actually don't have many places. They don't have traffic lights. You can actually just have people go, back and forth, and we don't need traffic lights, right?
I mean, yeah, and there could be an argument made there. I agree with you, and I think when traffic lights are out too, people figure it out, right?
What about like vision, right? What if somebody has a very poor vision? Should they be able to drive anyway?
I think they do already, and actually, an old
so
lady
we
with
actually
vision
have
killed my stepfather.
So what we have at least in the United States is that once you reach a certain age, you have to keep renewing at the DMV, where they do check your vision. They do check your vision. Well, but hold on, they are checking, right? If you're saying it's not often enough, that means that you're in favor of more regulation, not less.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm in favor of less laws, and I think we should have as minimal as possible. That doesn't mean that I'm against all regulation and laws.
Right. Well, you just argued getting rid of the Civil Rights Act because my freedom to discriminate against people, and then I talked to you about.
Well, it was an argument for the free market.
I then talked to you about. I then talked to you about whether or not you should be able to go 80 miles an hour down a neighborhood road, which just FYI is completely unreasonable. You should never do that.
I didn't say
and there should be laws that punish that, because in the action of you causing an action, you can actually inadvertently harm other people in your freedom. It's a complete disregard for your own personal responsibility to be an asshole is the way that comes off to me.
But how you're what the mode you're trying to use your logic.
I wasn't talking with you, Jesse.
Oh, should I leave?
No, it's okay. She can jump in.
No. I'm asking one on one.
Do you see what I mean? The pressure you're applying to him, he could then apply to you because you're wanting more regulations. Well, there's obviously a time where you're saying we've had enough regulations. So just because he wants some here and not there doesn't mean that like wholesale they're all gone.
So if you had, for example, a completely inefficient regulation that doesn't work and it's just impeding,
we have many of them.
Something great. I'm more than happy of repealing those laws, knowing that the outcome would be a more beneficial outcome. However, in instances where a regulation might be necessary for whatever reason, you're perfectly okay with superseding the rights of individuals. That way you can be an asshole. Wait, you just argued in favor of stopping ending legal segregation. You want to continue
That's not
legal
infringing
segregation
on someone else's. Hold on, but okay. So let me elaborate.
I'm sorry.
On this.
Does a brown person have a right to be in a public space, or they should? Depending on the city, we could just decide to discriminate against brown people, and that, by the way, is within the rights.
Let me clarify that.
All right.
So what I was speaking of is like private business.
Yeah.
If you're talking about a public space that's paid for by the taxpayers, no, I wouldn't say that. Within the government, no, I wouldn't say that. But a private business, yeah.
I'm very quickly losing my patience here because
you're very good at that.
I don't agree.
That's fine. You don't have to agree.
I believe in the fundamental rights of life, liberty, property, pursuit of happiness. That which encourages a greater amount of life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness leads to better outcomes for people. People are able to pursue the things. Shut the fuck up.
You're willing to enforce your will on others.
Server mute. Muting. Dude, I'm trying to explain myself. So I'm going to try one more time. So I believe in the fundamental right of life, liberty, property, pursuit of happiness, right? Because I believe that it leads to better outcomes. I believe that a better society is one where people are able to pursue the things that they find valuable to the highest degree. That's what I believe in. The problem that I'm having is that if I say wanted to get rid of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, is that there would be areas that would choose that they want to discriminate against minorities. In the aspect of discriminating against minorities, this actually would cause minorities to have less access, not more, and therefore a reduction of their life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness. So there do actually exist regulations that very much do improve people's life, liberty, property, and pursuit of happiness.
Can I respectfully share how this?
Mute you. What is your rebuttal to that? Knowing that my goal is to increase freedom, not make it worse, and I'm okay with using regulation to increase freedom, and I believe that that's possible. And I gave you the reason why.
Yeah, so I think you're willing to use laws to enforce your will, even if it's infringing on other people. So I still maintain that before the Civil Rights Act, that the and this is just singling out the black community, but I think that they economically were doing far better than they are now.
That's empirically false.
No, and people even bring up the examples of Black Wall Street like that. I think their families are more intact. I think actually every ethnicity's families were more intact actually back then. And again, I think people like Thomas Sowell have laid out this case with the statistics, with the data, very eloquently. And I think it's undeniable that before 1960, a time when most people would say it was more racist, that the black community was doing far better. And even people like Frederick, hold on. But even people like Frederick Douglass, a freed slave who educated himself, said that nothing should be done for the Negro. This is his language, right? Nothing should be done for the Negro. And if they can't stand by themselves, and then they should fall. That was Frederick Douglass.
So
what happened to Black
hold
Wall
on,
Street?
stop for a second. So you're propagating a myth, something that is empirically false. Black people were not better off prior to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That is empirically false.
I disagree.
I'm going to explain myself. Okay.
It doesn't mean you're
by
right.
virtually every single meaningful metric, Black Americans are far better off today than they were in 1960. Okay. Before the 1960s, Black Americans were faced
doing far better.
I need you to just listen for a second. Right. And then now that when you understand my perspective, then you can respond. Okay. So, prior to the 1960s, Black Americans, they faced state enforced second-class citizenship. You had, for example, legal segregation where there were separate schools, hospitals, transportation, housing. There's what else? I know restaurants and bathrooms. Black people were segregated. There was also a lot of voting suppression. There were taxes on polls. There were literacy tests. There was intimidation as well as violence where millions had been legally blocked from voting. We can then talk about employment discrimination. Blacks were openly refused access to employment. There were no lawsuits, no penalties for being openly discriminatory towards Black people. Education, by its very design, was created to be deliberately inferior. A separate but equal was a lie. Black schools were massively underfunded compared to white affluent schools, and Black people were pushed off into zip codes, which were considered ghetto. And because schools largely gather their funding through property taxes, and because property taxes are relatively low in ghetto areas, less money was going to those schools. This is also, by the way, still a problem even to this day. Housing discrimination was really, really common. I mean, homeowners associations were used pretty commonly to discriminate against Black people. Redlining was created to ensure that Black people would not have access to a loan, even if they could afford it, because they were considered to be of high risk. There were racial covenants, federal housing policies. There was also instances of violence with impunity. You had instances of lynching, police brutality, and racial terror. It just went unpunished. So as of today, we have Voting Rights Act is now legally protected. Segregation is also illegal. Employment discrimination is illegal. Interracial marriage is legal nationwide. Black middle class exists at scale that basically barely existed pre-1960. College attendance, life expectancy, income, home ownership, all of these are dramatically higher than in 1960. What else? Of course, they are also more politically represented now at every level of government than they were pre-1960. So just FYI, no, black people were not better off pre-1960.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think black home ownership was actually higher back then.
Wrong.
I do agree with some stuff like the police brutality. I think that still goes on. I guess with all races, I wouldn't make that a racial thing. You'll never hear me really supporting the police. I'd really encourage you. Actually, Thomas Sowell just actually had a new like hour-and-a-half long discussion about school choice on the Hoover Institute or the Liberty, whatever. I'd really recommend you go listen to it. Thomas Sowell is actually someone
I've
who
read
lived.
multiple Thomas
He
Sowell
lived in.
books.
Well, he lived in the ghetto and talked about his experience in school, the going to a white school and how he underperformed, and then actually ended up becoming a Harvard graduate and all this other stuff. And again, like this is a very new conversation he just had. I think it was released today. So I just really encourage everyone listening to go listen to that conversation. I think Thomas Sowell is a guy that has done a lot of research into this. He comes with the facts, he comes with the numbers, he comes with the data, and I think it's really undisputable.
All right. But Thomas Sowell isn't going to tell you to get rid. So Thomas Sowell, would he tell you to get rid of the Civil Rights Act?
Yeah, he thinks he thinks a lot of these things.
Thomas Sowell would not be an
detrimental.
economist, by the way, if the Civil Rights Act did not pass. He would not. We would
That's
not
not
be
true.
speaking his name right now. That's 100% true. Black people were historically prevented from access to colleges.
They had their own colleges.
Yeah, which were not respected.
Well, actually, some of them were.
We wouldn't be talking about Thomas Sowell, would we?
Well, I think we
Anyway,
can agree.
so
I
here's
think
the
we
thing,
can
right?
agree to
I
disagree.
just want
I'd
you to
really
be
encourage
aware.
you to go listen to his.
I want you to be
discussion
aware that I understand who Sowell is. I've listened to Sowell. I've watched.
This is
I've
a brand
listened to him.
new
I've
discussion.
read his
that came out
books.
today.
I know what Sowell is about.
It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it.
Sowell is ideologically biased towards a libertarian conservative explanation, especially regarding race, inequality, or government policy. Yeah, I understand that. But here's the problem. The problem that I have is...
Who are you as a white person to speak
problem
for
that
him,
I
then?
have is... The problem that I have with Thomas Sowell is when you're sitting there amongst all of the sociologists and all the economists, and all of them are disagreeing with Sowell about his position, right? Either the entire economist community and the entire sociology community is wrong, or maybe Thomas Sowell might be wrong. Do you see my problem?
Yeah, and I wouldn't say he's correct in everything he says. I don't think anyone's correct in everything that they say, but I do think that he is knowledgeable on the topic. And just because some people disagree with him, I don't think that discredits his position, because there's people that would disagree with the people disagreeing with him. So this is kind of like a reductive argument.
Okay, but
You don't
again,
understand that he's a joke in academia, right? Like literally nobody takes him seriously on.
Oh, really?
Anything that he, yeah, really.
That's why he's part of that's why he's part of the Hoover Institution at Stanford for 42 years.
That's why he's only working, and he only worked for think tanks, for specifically like conservative and libertarian think tanks.
You think Stanford is
he did in his
conservative?
life.
You think Stanford University is conservative?
Who does he work for?
The Hoover Institute at Stanford University.
Who is the Hoover Institution?
It's a think tank.
It's a think tank. Exactly.
But you said it's a conservative think tank, and I'm asking if you think that.
I said conservative.
I'm asking you if you think Stanford University is Republican or right leaning.
So with Thomas Sowell, the problem is that I mean, if you are talking to, like, say, conservative media or political circles, people love Thomas Sowell, right? He's treated as he's the top tier intellectual authority. He's amazing. He's an economist liberals can't dismiss, right? He's on, it's Fox News, PragerU, think tanks, op-eds.
I don't watch PragerU.
He's canon, right? I mean, and he's also probably likely popular among people, politically engaged conservatives, debate bros, and people who like anything is like punchy or common sense framing, right? I get it, right? He writes clearly.
I don't think that's who he is at all. And I think he's spoken out about academics and intellectuals. I think he's been critical of them. I think people that are left-leaning kind of dominate academia. I don't think that's disputed. And so I think it'd be expected that most people in academia would disagree with him just because of political bias. I think we all have our own biases. But I think that you can't really dismiss everything he says with the wave of a hand. Again, like he's someone who's done a lot of research and done this for decades and decades.
I'm not dismissing everything that he says with a wave of my hand. Okay. I just want you to be aware that academic economists and sociologists do not take him seriously. He is rarely
Sociology
cited.
is a fake science.
Okay. Well, then that's your opinion, dude.
That's the opinion
That's
of a lot
not
of
the,
people.
okay. I know people who are uneducated often say things like an
You think I'm
entire field of
uneducated?
science is an entire field of science is wrong. Okay.
I think anyone
I'm
being
not- I'm
honest
not-
would say sociology is more of a fields-based thing. Are you calling me uneducated? Is that what you're saying? You don't even know
I'm
my
saying a
background.
lot of people who are uneducated say that. I'm not saying you yourself are that. I'm saying that a
the
lot of people
implication?
who are
Is
uneducated.
that what I'm
say
supposed to infer from that, though?
So sure, you can infer that. And so I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying you're uneducated.
That's an-
I'm sure
that's-
you
that's
could be
ad-
educated.
That's an ad
So-
hominem argument.
I literally just said, I don't know if you're educated or not educated.
Well, even just saying that uneducated people in general say these things, like
So-
that is an ad hominem argument.
So just so you're aware, Sowell is rarely cited in any modern peer-reviewed research on inequality, race, or social policy.
I don't care. I
Right?
don't care.
His most influential work is already decades old. His race and culture arguments are very ideological, very methodologically thin. And also he often ignores newer empirical methods such as natural experiments or causal inference.
So
Right?
I think you're saying things like it's just meant to be accepted or is the default, and I just don't think that that's correct.
I'm saying that you should use some critical thinking here and
I
go
am.
and say, okay, either all the sociologists all the economists are wrong, or maybe this one guy could be wrong.
A lot of economists are wrong a lot. Sociologists are wrong a lot. I don't
Okay,
think
so
it's a real
anybody, as long as
science.
they
I think
agree
the
with
weatherman
you,
is wrong a lot.
All right, cool. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess we have to move on. I guess that's all
No,
I have.
That's fine. Look,
I don't
that's
have
fine.
anything
We can
else.
agree to disagree. I'm just saying I would really recommend people watch his latest video. I think it was pretty good. And if you guys want to learn about this, you can look into it. He gives you some places to jump off and really fact check him and dig into it if you really, really like. I think people should be critical of the information. I think that's a fair point. And I think he gives a lot of points for people to actually dig into and look into it for themselves.
All right, I appreciate you, Drew. You have a great day. All right, let me see here. I'm going to turn off Do Not Disturb. We
I'm
are
still
taking
really
calls.
curious.
Phone number is 202-998-5218. I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Please call in. Let's have a conversation.
He did mention at one point Black Wall Street and how like the black people were doing like a lot better. But if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amanda, Black Wall Street was destroyed
Burned down by
white
racists,
people that were
yes.
like really racist.
Yes.
And also,
That
you know,
did happen.
one of the things when people are saying, well, we should just let the free market decide, you know, if somebody wants to be racist and not let black people in, they're going to be punished by the market. But the reality is that between the end of the Civil War and the Civil Rights Act, there were like 100 years where most businesses that did that were not punished at all. Right?
Yeah.
So like racism and segregation went on for like a long time with nobody actually, nothing really happening, right? Businesses were not just like, you know, just dying en masse, right? Because of racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since the Civil Rights Act, you know, things just got better.
You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, what's up, First? This is Rob. How you doing?
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
I'm all right, man.
Looks
I
like
listened to the last guy.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's been a
and what
very
he-
contentious discussion today, I guess.
Yeah, it was contentious, and what he was saying is that what he was agreeing to was that, well, you know, it's like he doesn't realize that he's like, okay, black people can stay a second-class citizen if people can legally discriminate against them. How does that? He's talking about the free market and all of that. He's not talking about the people themselves. And
Yeah.
for him to say, when you're talking about economics, you're talking about the most educated segment in the United States right now is the black woman. So for him to say that we have made no grounds, we've only descended since then is utterly ridiculous.
No, I
And I
completely
want to
agree
ask
with you.
him, is he basing his knowledge on his vast knowledge of black people? How many black people in his family? I mean, so would he like to sit there and listen to the stories of the older black people in his family? I'm sure it pales in comparison to mine. Don't know his
I think
family.
that there's like a sect of like libertarianism where, like, I get where they're coming from, because I used to be a libertarian. I understand like what it means. Hey, government, get out of my way. And it's like, all else equal, it's actually not necessarily a bad idea. But the problem is that things aren't really all else equal. There's a lot of
It's like
history
separate
behind
but
it.
equal
There's
thing.
a
We
lot
knew
of,
that wasn't that.
you know,
We knew that wasn't equal.
yeah,
A separate but equal thing.
yeah.
A lot of black people would have went for that had it been true.
Mm-hmm.
But and I understand the concept of what he's saying about things, but he's talking about people though. If you're talking about out of just that doesn't affect people, I get that.
Big League Drew just donated another $5.
People.
Sorry, I
Say again?
apologize. Big League Drew just donated. That was the person that I was just talking to. Big League Drew donated another $5 saying, "Do not claim I did not talk about it. We never got there, buddy." And he said, "I am not a libertarian." Well, I mean, all I did was ask if you would want to revoke the Civil Rights Act. And you said perfectly okay with that. And you're okay with the idea of segregating if a business chooses to segregate, because it's their right to choose to segregate. And I fundamentally disagree with that. I think that makes freedom less, not more.
Right.
And so
he only looks at
I want to
it from
restrict
that
it
point
based
with the
on
business. Right. He looks at it, the business is doing what they want to do. You're not looking at the fact that the United States is still declaring that these group of people are second tier, second class.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and you're fine with that. And you're fine. And once he says that, but once you do that, that keeps the same mentality that is going to keep going into government, into education, and everything. It's like I don't know what type of goggles he's viewing the world back then through.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where these. I mean, I already knew that there was like a problem there as soon as they brought up Thomas Sowell. Whenever you hear the name Thomas Sowell, you better like huge.
They love him though. They love him.
Huge red flag because
about,
you know it's like the one economist that will agree with a lot of like these hardcore conservative positions, but like those that are doing actual real economics work with real math behind it appear to be disagreeing with him. So it's like, yeah.
But that's the thing though. Conservatives and all those who kind of lean towards racism. And in fact, I mean, I'm not saying they are racist, but those who lean that way, they love him because he's a black person who they think agrees with mostly what they're saying. Yeah. And they use him as the be all end all because you can't sit there and say, well, here's a black man saying this, here's a black man saying that, as though, and most black people do not agree. The 90 percentile, I would say, don't agree with him.
Yeah.
But they use him as the standard and the voice of black people, a community who does not agree with him. But they think that because he's black, he speaks for black people, and they will try to make that argument.
Maybe he is would you call him the college-educated Uncle Ruckus?
I would just say that he's an outlier.
Yeah.
A huge outlier. And
you ever see the Boondocks?
I don't want to go that far. I'm just going to say that he's. I know. I've done the show, but what I'm saying is that he's just an outlier.
Well,
he's a huge outlier.
Well, I appreciate you calling, Rob, and I'm glad that you chimed in with your own perspective. I appreciate that.
All right. Are you cutting me off? All right.
No. Hey, if you want to do more, if you want more, no problem. I don't mind. Big League Drew sent another $5. Wow, Big League Drew donates a lot. Let's just be the one. We got to give him props where it's at. Where it's like, while I didn't like what he was saying, he's donating. Let me know if you want to go on a neutral platform and have the conversation, so you can't just talk over and mute people. So first of all, I actually didn't mute you. I muted
You did
your
not.
friend. I muted the friend, not you.
What was up with that? Why was it a 2-on-1?
So I have my Discord where it's like anybody can just
I
kind of
started
go
going
in.
Discord with the
Yeah.
voices, but I didn't. I started to do it today, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah. So that's
that.
the thing. It's like there's just a lot of people, and so anybody can basically come into the chat and talk. So that's just what happened.
Okay. I started to do the voice, but I didn't know if it was going to be over during a live caller.
Oh, hold on.
I didn't know.
No, hold on. Big League Drew is right. Earlier I did have to mute him because you spoke.
Who is that saying that?
You spoke over me specifically when I was trying to explain myself.
AWOL Thoughts. No, it is. AWOL Thoughts said that Thomas is 60-40. It is definitely not 60-40. It's definitely not 60-40.
You know what I would love if you and AWOL had a conversation, because I know both of you guys are both black. I'm assuming you're black based on your accent. Is that the case? I apologize.
That is definitely the case.
Okay. I would love to hear a conversation, like just you two having would you guys be willing to do that about this?
I would very
Sowell?
much willing to do that. Sure.
Hey, AWOL, would you be willing to go on Discord? Because I can't like add, I can't add.
I'm on Discord.
Him to the call.
I'm on Discord.
Okay, here.
I'm
Are you
on
able to
Discord.
go into the recording live real quick, and AWOL go into the recording live? Let's ask AWOL. Let's see what happens. Hey, AWOL, would you be willing to to come up onto the Discord? I'm waiting for AWOL's response. We're gonna see. Hold on. This ought to be interesting.
I'm on the home trying to find where you I'm trying to find where you I'm going home.
I'm sorry, you're cool with me, Rob, but you're wrong. AWOL, I'm asking, do you want to come into the recording live Discord, right? Go onto my Discord where it says recording live, and just hop on, and Rob is going to hop on. And I genuinely want to hear a conversation between you two. I'm waiting for AWOL. I want to see what AWOL have to say. You are being summoned, AWOL. Battle of the Unk, bro. Battle of the Unk is wild, bro. Battle of the Unk.
That is funny.
All right, hold on. AWOL says, of course I would. Not tonight, though, because I have a personal conversation with you first and address all of your transgressions tonight. Okay. All right. He's not going to do it tonight, but we got to schedule that. We got to schedule.
We could do it next week. We could do it next week for the weekend. That's fine.
Yeah. We keep doing these, so I would love to hear AWOL and Rob have a conversation.
I've debated with AWOL in here on the thing, and most of the time we do agree.
That's
most
good.
of the time we do agree.
I think, AWOL, like I end up disliking what he has to say in chat, but then he calls me and he sounds way more reasonable. I don't know what it is about the chat where it's like, like the way.
I know a guy like that too.
Maybe it's just the tone. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. But I know a guy like that, and he is somebody that is frequently called a ruckus type. And but I know him personally.
Yeah.
But when I talk to him one-on-one, is not the same. And even when he's not, saying things that people call him ruckus behind, he said some outlandish things about like gay people. I'm like, well, what? I said, well, if gay people are going to get second-tier citizenship, they can't get married, can't do this, they shouldn't be paying taxes, right?
Yeah.
I mean if you're going to do all that, you can't give them full citizenship. Why are they paying taxes?
That's a good point. But anyway, I appreciate you calling, Rob.
All right.
We are going to get that scheduled. That's going to happen, right? One of these days, Rob and you will be ready, and it will be the battle of the unks, bro. That's a battle of the unks.
All right,
Let's go.
Have a good one.
I'm into it. You too. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
All right.
By the way, if you guys like this type of content, if you like this, please do me a favor. Please hit that like button. It really does. It helps a lot. Helps a lot. And if you hit the not just the like button, but hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. I appreciate y'all very much. We are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. We've got time for another call. It's 9:17. I for the note for Rob, I said potential battle of the unks. I love that, dude.
Potential
The
battle.
unks.
I mean, to be
battle.
honest, like AWOL is, he also needs to debate me at some point in time. He's been very scared.
Ooh. That would be
to do that.
See,
And it's been a while.
so
I mean,
Daniel,
he had the time to do it.
I am of the opinion. I felt bad because I said to somebody that you're losing the debate very recently. I regret having said that because I don't believe debates are something to be won or lost. I think that debates are better served where it is something to be learned off of. Like, does that make sense? Like, I bring something to the table, you bring something to the table, and hopefully we both learn something relevant.
Yeah.
Because look, I'm okay with being wrong. It's like I want people to point out that I'm wrong and then actually show exactly how I'm wrong.
Exactly.
But if you're just saying I'm wrong and then just like either not showing anything or like showing things that are like not pointing to that, then
I think I recognize this number. This is AWOL. You're on the line with First Amender.
First Amender, what's good?
How you doing, AWOL?
I'm good. To Rob, next Thursday we can do that.
Battle of the Onks. We're also doing we're likely going to be doing more on the weekend. I mean, we'll see. It depends on how I'm feeling that weekend. I've been doing a lot of streaming. Did you notice that I just happened to stream a Tuesday show, a Wednesday show, a Thursday show for several hours? Bro, throw me a sub. Throw me a sub. True. I am working overtime over here. Anyway, sorry, guys.
True, you have. And I give you props. You've been doing pretty well. I mean, tonight was atrocious. But the rest of the week has been pretty good.
Tonight was atrocious?
Yeah, you're off the hook, man. You're wrong for the Joe banning, but I'm not going to talk about that yet.
So here's the man. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't like being called a liar. Number one, at all, because I pride myself in telling the truth to people. You'll even notice earlier I was mistaken. When BigleagueDrew said you 100% muted me, I realized, oh crap, he's actually right. I did mute him so that way I could explain something, and then I unmuted him. So that's my apologies in that aspect, right? But I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong about something. I'm willing to admit, that something's incorrect, or if I get something wrong, I'll correct it. Okay. And I pride myself on being good faith in that way. And that includes honesty. And you saw the full raw clip, or at least what I had, right? It cut off at the end because I pressed F10 in that moment. That just means it records the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on, I don't exactly know what or why it does cutoffs during specific times, but that's just what happened. Okay. Whatever he said after, I just didn't catch that. Okay. And I just grabbed that and made a clip out of it. It's not me deliberately taking him out of context, but he still, after me having showed that to everybody, called me a liar. That's what upset me.
Okay. All right. Well, just two questions. One, from his perspective, can you see his point of view on that side?
Yes.
So if that's his perspective and you can see his point of view, would you call that person a liar?
No.
Well, you see their perspective.
I would look at me personally, I would look at the evidence. I'd be like, oh crap. He clipped it at that X period of time. So he didn't even hear what happened after when he was clipping.
First, has everyone you've called a fascist actually been a fascist?
I don't usually call people fascists, but I'm
But
assuming
you
if I
have before.
did,
Just answer the question.
sure, I'm sure it's
just
possible I
asking
could be
you.
mistaken. Sure.
Okay. Well, just so I know how to approach you, if I call you a hypocrite, does that put me on the ban list?
No.
Okay, because I think you're a hypocrite in a lot of ways. Would you like an example?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. Me and you have debated about the Whatever podcast. And I said to you that if you believe that men and women are equal, then equality means that a woman can come to the debate table and have the same debate as a man does. But you said that they're marginalized and taken advantage of when they come to that debate table. Am I misrepresenting you?
Yeah.
So I'm good so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your debate the other night with the young lady, what is her name? Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you bully her?
I don't think I bullied her. I did call her an idiot, though. It's a
Okay, you
personal
called her a
attack.
couple other things besides an idiot, though, right?
Yeah, I thought she was an idiot. And I suppose an hour in where I'm just going to be honest, I'm very tired. That's not a justification, by the way. I'm just saying, like, what I had gone through, it was not super fun. And it's also not super fun having to have, like, the entire modern day debate, you know, Christo-fascist community all jumping down my throat at the same time, and why I'm the most horrible human being wanting basic human rights for people. And then I have to sit there and debate another person that wants to restrict freedoms even on themselves. And I'll be honest, it's frustrating. It is. It's very frustrating to have to justify that.
So that's a lot of pressure, huh?
Well, I'm saying, like, here's the thing. Like, what blows me away is that you can be pro-life if you choose. Like, you can say, hey, I'm going to hold it as a virtue that if I end up accidentally having a kid, then I'm going to have that kid. Fine. Fair enough. Do it. But that's not everybody.
Well, you know what? That's cool. We're not even having an abortion argument right now. We're just actually talking about your behavior and how you've acted. So,
yeah,
all right. So
you know me. I'm not a perfect individual. I'm not going to.
I know nobody
react perfectly
I
every time.
I mess up myself too. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just calling this particular thing out because we've had this debate before. So, a woman was at the debate table and you overtalked her. You insulted her. What makes you different from the people who you judge in the red pill sphere or the other spheres that debate against women?
Because the debate sphere hate her based off of a trait that they cannot control, that being a woman, and I'm insulting her for her lack of intelligence, which is a learned trait.
Oh, wow. That was a beautiful reach there, sir. That was wonderful.
That's not a reach. Come on.
Could I accuse
I'm
you
like,
of being
read more.
misogynistic?
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, wait.
Read John Locke. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Read Mary Wollstonecraft. No, I'm not bullshitting. Okay. I'm being serious.
First, could I accuse you of being a misogynist?
Sure.
Okay. So tonight, I noticed when you were talking to the young lady in your Discord, again, you really sounded like a red pillar because at one point you were like, shut up. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, so I'm having a conversation with another person. I don't need the peanut gallery telling me how I'm so wrong. I want to have a back and forth.
Okay, was it because she's a woman and you just didn't want to hear her?
No, I don't want to hear multiple people nitpicking at me or dogpiling me. It's the same reason why I don't show up to the after show for the Speakeasy podcast, because it's literally just a bunch of hardcore right-wingers that are just going to jump down my throat after I just got done with an hour and a half long debate. I'm not interested in that. I'm not going to get dogpiled by 10, 20 people and then just sit there and be like, oh, you guys, I guess I guess you won that debate. No, dude, this is not how this works.
No, wait. Calm down. I actually agree with you. I understand why you don't do that after party at modern day debate, because that's crazy. But the girl, Jess, wasn't she within your Discord?
Yes.
Okay, so that wasn't Crazy White Ring sector or anything like that. That's your own Discord. Right?
Yeah, that was my own Discord. And
okay,
when they interrupted the conversation that I was having, I muted them. That's what I did.
Okay, shut up. Can't you see two men are talking?
You know that's
wow,
not
that's
what I said or argued.
Man.
Come on. Come on.
All
That's
right,
not what I think, nor do I believe that.
Okay. I'm just saying that, like, your red pill argument kind of falls apart when you put it side by side with your behaviors in the last 2 days.
So if I debate a woman...
Wait. Let me just say one thing.
Can a woman be wrong?
It's possible...
A woman can be wrong, right?
Of course they can. Duh. But all I'm saying to you is that
so why can't I
possible...
debate them? And just because I happen to say something that, I don't know, maybe you disagree with, that somehow that makes me wrong and her right, or that I'm bullying her somehow?
Well, see, earlier what you said was that the red pillars only think that way or talk to the woman that way because she's a woman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you noticed I talk to men that way as well? I talk to men the same exact way. There's no difference.
There's no difference.
Of course there is. There's no difference.
You remember when you were talking about Thomas Sowell earlier?
Yes.
All right. Can you repeat to me something you said stuck in my head? You were talking about the majority of the academics were against him.
Yeah, serious, real economists and sociologists disagree with Thomas Sowell's positions.
Okay,
it's true.
And after that, so he's
not, and also he is not. He's not cited at all. Nobody cites him, right? I get that. I get that he's got an economist degree, and you know he's PhD, very highly educated. But in terms of like his actual academic impact, it's actually relatively low. The only people that are even aware of him are people that have bought his book, and it's a very surface level thinking as opposed to like an academic way of thinking. And so as a result, there's a lot of like right-wing conservatives that find his viewpoint to be very convenient, but it doesn't actually stand up to rigor once brought up to academic analysis. That's true.
Okay, that's true. That's very interesting. Can we roll back just for a second? So what you said was that the majority of academics didn't agree with him. So he was probably wrong. Is that the gist of it?
No.
So you're saying okay. If the majority is against him, what are you saying about his point of view?
So people that are also experts in the field. See, here's the thing. I'm not an expert in economics, nor am I an expert sociologist. But okay. I'm aware that, for example, we could look at like, the climate change and the study on climate change from, environmentalists, climatologists, all sorts of different scientists that are involved in that field. They're all in agreement on, climate change. And there's a lot of evidence backing it up as well. You can look at various papers, research, scientific journals that climate change is real. Humans are causing it. It's very clear.
Okay.
Does that mean that every single scientist agrees with that? No. There are some very small fringe scientists that peddle an idea that climate change is not real, and that's what's happening there, right? And I'm saying that you should use.
For a second? Oh wow! So those fringe scientists that you're speaking about, what is your opinion of those scientists?
Yeah, well, I was getting the problem is that you should have a bit of a red flag in your head when you see that one person is going against a scientific consensus, right? Because either they are paradigm shifting the entire scientific community, or they're wrong. And I promise you, the or they're wrong is a lot more common.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, I'm just really just trying to get your point of view on how you feel about the fringe who stands out from the many.
Repeat that.
I'm trying to get your point of view of the fringe individual that stands out against the many. That fringe individual, in your mind state, they're normally wrong. That's all I'm asking you.
Okay, I'm saying I mean, it could be possible that that fringe person is right and the entire scientific community is wrong. It's totally possible. It would stand to reason then that that sudden shift would likely result in immediate, dismissal at first, and then study, and then realizing, oh crap, this person is right, and then breakthrough, lots of cited papers. Thomas Sowell has been around for decades. None of this has happened. He's had his ideas out there for decades. Sociologists and economists don't take him seriously. The only people that take him seriously are podcasts and debate bros.
Okay, let me stop you for a second. Because again, I'm not really talking about Thomas Sowell. What I really wanted to focus on is like, you had a catchphrase about 2 weeks ago that you kept yelling at people about hitting the moon and going to the moon.
Yep.
And one of the things you kept quoting was that a lot of people might not disagree. Well, a lot of people might disagree with me, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't make me wrong. In fact, it might make me right. That was you.
Yep.
So what makes you any different than Thomas Sowell in that example?
Well, academics actually agree with me.
Really? They do first?
Uh-huh.
Does the public agree with you in general?
Yeah, well, the public isn't very educated, are they?
Well, I guess they're not, but they also need you for popularity, don't they?
I sure
Look,
they
man,
do.
See, you're pompous.
I could do.
It's like your voice is telling you.
I could come
It's
out
like
there.
Your voice is telling you.
I could sit there and argue God and why we need to take away rights from women and why we need to vote Trump and why ICE is amazing. I'm sure I get millions of followers and subscribers, but I'm going to argue what I believe.
You don't have to do any of that, man, but you don't have to be pompous either.
Why not? It's fun.
Well, yeah, I'll admit I'm pompous sometimes too. It is fun. But, I mean, you're on a public platform, so you can get called out about it easily.
It is what it is. I never claimed to be perfect. Never did I ever claim to be perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I'm going to make mistakes.
So I'm going to wrap this up. I just want to let you know before I get off the phone, the people who've been banned from your chat, a lot of good people. The Briscoe was my boy. Joe is my boy. Of the list of people who got knocked off the chart, one kid got banned because he argued with you about the price of coffee. Another person got banned because he said you had a sucky view count. Another person got banned because he said Christ is king. And last but not least,
I didn't want
Joe got banned because
trolling.
he called you a liar.
Yeah.
I'm not lying about any of those, am I?
I'm not. No, you're not. And I don't like trolls. I'm not gonna entertain that. Like just people nitpicking at me.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Joe was trolling you?
I think that JoePio called me a liar, and after I pointed out that no, I'm not a liar, he doubled down calling me a liar. I don't like people calling me a liar. That really upsets me. I get upset knowing that people call me a liar. Don't call me a liar. I'm not a liar.
Okay. I said this in the chat, but I didn't say it to you. I don't actually, at first, I don't think you lie. I think you're disingenuous as fuck all the time, though. Sometimes you play dumb when you don't to. Seriously, I really believe that.
Okay.
You can call that I'm just saying. But anyway, what was it? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So you should maybe lay out some rules so people know what they can call you and they can't call you, because if you're going to do this projected hitting the moon stride, you're going to have to go through a couple of stages like Pierce Morgan, the news, bigger podcasters, bigger YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So What are you going to do when someone in that situation calls you a liar to your face?
I just slide off of me, man. Deal with it.
Just slide off of you?
Much higher,
Okay,
much
well,
higher
in that
requirement.
Okay, well, in that case, then you need to show the same gumption and think about all these people you're banning for no reason.
I'm not banning him for no reason. I don't appreciate being called a liar. I'm not a liar.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll make one last point. I swear I'm going to bounce then. Alpha Eagle made 3 fucking whole videos about you, and you didn't ban him. Now, what about that? Are you a hypocrite for that?
What do you mean he is banned?
When did you ban Alpha Eagle?
What, I fucking hit I hit his comments. I'm like, bro, this dude is such a fucking ridiculous troll. He's best as a lol cow, not wasting my time on my chats.
So you just kind of like ban him on the low.
No, that's what I do with everybody.
You're a
It's the
little
same.
anime villain, man. What are you? Look at my powers. Shut up, woman. Don't talk while I'm talking.
That's what you think?
You're so going to shut the fuck up like forcefully tonight.
Yeah.
You little tyrant. All right, I'm out, man.
All right.
I enjoyed the talk, First Amendment.
Peace,
Have a good
everyone.
night.
Bye-bye. You think I'm a tyrant, Daniel?
Dude, I think you're not
Ban
tyrant
him.
enough.
Ban him.
The fuck? You should like use more sometimes.
I'm not a How dare you call me a tyrant? Into the fold.
Into the fire pit. What was it like? The mud pits, right? Like into the mud.
Into the mud pit. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to keep doing this, but I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm fucking tired, bro. I am exhausted. I just want to point out that it's just I have been streaming like crazy. I would have to say Tuesday is 4 hours, Wednesday 4 hours, this time another 3 hours. I mean, just nonstop with the streaming. So
a lot of pressure.
You're gonna get more videos. You'll see more live streams. I know everybody likes the streams. This 50 says no more bands tonight. Yeah, I'm not doing any more bands. Anyway, like this if you like, if you enjoy this kind of content. I do want to have more people and have more conversations. I do. Let's see here. I think that's where I'm at. Thank you all very much. Like and subscribe, please, if you would be so kind. The fact that I sat there and streamed 3 days in a freaking row should be a testament, on top of the fact that I'm working a full-time job. That I managed to pull that off is fucking wild, with enough time to edit shit too. So thank y'all very much. Everybody.